Gaming news today is all about the theme of silence surrounding GTA 6. They won't share the pre-order numbers, even though they're apparently incredibly high. They won't explain why they went with Netflix for an extended look, but apparently it'll make really good sense when we get there. And they're not planning on talking about GTA 6 Online anytime soon. Now, if you missed my latest upload, I talked about that. Why are they hiding or not showing GTA 6 Online? It's a pretty significant question given the state of GTA Online right now in GTA 5. But then I noticed that the theme of silence was sort of pervasive throughout the entirety of how they're talking about this game, and I want to talk about and discuss that today. There are a lot of questions surrounding what this game is going to do to the market itself and what it's going to do with its own ongoing endeavors. So if you're watching this later, do me a quick favor and hit the like button and hit subscribe. That is a great way to support what I do. You won't miss out on the content. And if you want to become a part of the community here, hit join. It's $5 a month. You get into my Discord and you get a badge and emotes if you're here for those live streams. Now, we are going to be doing a little bit more with GTA than I originally planned. I did dive into GTA Online last week and was surprised at the size and how much there was to do. So we may end up spending second segments in the game if we feel like it's worth the time, trying to grind and trying to get more people into the community. We have people right now getting back into the game or getting into the game for the first time, sort of to spend the next 13 or 14 weeks either gearing up or just finding something to do to pass the time. But also, I want to meet members of that community because I do think it is an interesting discussion to think about the fact that they have a massive MMO right now. What are they going to do with it, and what are they going to do with the next one whenever it comes time to launch it? So the theme of today is silence, and let's get into this to kind of start the day. Over the last few days, we've had a massive quarterly earnings call, and we've had Take-Two Strauss Zelnick sitting down for interviews, including one with Bloomberg's Jason Schreier. The community was desperately searching for answers, but instead of answers, we got a lot of brick walls, and frankly, it's a little annoying, even if it makes sense. By saying nothing about the actual pre-order numbers, dodging the future of GTA 6 Online, and giving cryptic non-answers about paywalling the extended look behind Netflix for 6 hours, Take-Two is creating another vacuum of information, and when publishers create a vacuum, the internet fills it with anger and wild speculation. Now, today I want to break down exactly what is going on with the current communication strategy, the truth behind why they are doing it, and more importantly, how should we sort of think about this? Is there a way I would have done it differently, or does this just come down to an unprecedented game and launch? So let's just start with the pre-orders. We know from their recent earnings report that Take-Two recorded $1.39 billion in net bookings during a quarter where GTA 6 pre-orders were only open for 5 days. Just 5 days. Now, in his interviews, Strauss Zelnick called the pre-order demand unprecedented. He said that no one at Take-Two or in the entire industry has ever seen anything like it. But when pressed for the actual numbers, like how many pre-orders did you get, he says nothing. He refused to give a single concrete metric, claiming that they don't want to declare victory before it happens. Now, why is this bad? Well, in the modern gaming industry, gamers are inherently skeptical. When a company hides its metrics, it immediately shifts the community narrative to, well, are they breaking records or are they hiding something? Here's the real truth behind the silence, though. Even if GTA 6 sales are at record high numbers, the shareholders will not be happy if they fall below expectations. And that is exactly why Strauss Zelnick will not share the pre-order numbers just yet. Wall Street operates on projections. If an analyst internally projects that GTA 6 is going to secure 30 million pre-orders, but then they only get 25 million after pre-orders or what have you, well, then the stock price would likely take a hit. Zelnick is withholding the numbers because he's terrified of missing a sky-high target set by investors who don't even play video games. And this is a reality that gamers are going to have to accept more and more. Much of the information we get, or much of the information that we don't get, is because these companies answer to the shareholders more than they answer to us. Now, angering us is one thing. We'll storm the castle on Twitter, YouTube, and Reddit, but disappointing shareholders is completely different. It can be catastrophic to their share value. It could even cost them their jobs. But pre-orders is not the only thing they were being silent about. But one more word about the pre-orders. The thing that people have to understand is that right now there is an unprecedented amount of demand for the game, and what Strauss Zelnick is worried about is, do those pre-order numbers reflect what the game is going to continue to look like with respect to demand, or did people treat the pre-orders like a day one purchase? Commonly what happens is the first day a game is available, that is when they get the most sales, and then it sort of trickles down throughout that first week and month. And he is essentially concerned that what they're seeing with the pre-order demand is not something that may continue. People may have treated it as if it was the launch date of the game, so he doesn't want to share the incredible velocity with his shareholders because it might set bad expectations about perpetual demand staying at that level or just following the natural curve. They're going to monitor it, and I'm sure we'll get sales numbers at some point. But there's another elephant in the room that we need to talk about: GTA Online. During recent interviews, Take-Two exclusively discussed the single-player aspect of GTA 6. When pressed, the message was clear: we are not going to hear about the new version of GTA Online anytime in the foreseeable future. Well, why does this feel strange? Well, because GTA Online isn't just a game mode, it's a decade-long ecosystem, and for some people, for many gamers, it's now synonymous with GTA as a franchise. It's basically the game that they play. They're not replaying GTA 5's story over and over and over again. They're living in a GTA world. There are millions of active players who have poured 10 years, or maybe a little bit less, but still many years of their lives, their progression, and thousands of real-world dollars and hours into their current accounts. Total radio silence from Rockstar creates more questions than answers. Players are asking, well, is my account going to transfer over? Are we getting a progression wipe? Is everything I've done since 2013 about to become completely obsolete? And the real problem is, they can't really talk about GTA 6 Online plans until the single-player game has had time to land in the market. They stand to make an enormous amount of money off of the launch and release of this game. Distracting from that or diluting that is not something Rockstar or Take-Two want to do. So for the foreseeable future, GTA 6 Online might as well not exist, but we may get some clues during something else that Strauss Zelnick was also a little bit silent about. Rockstar is taking their first extended gameplay look for GTA 6, and they're putting it behind a timed exclusivity window on Netflix. Now, when Zelnick was asked about what some consider to be considering like a controversial decision, his answer was essentially, listen, there's a logic behind this step. If you watch it, you will understand, okay? He also called this partnership groundbreaking. So why are people mad about this? Well, because paywalling the first major gameplay presentation of the most anticipated game in human history behind a third-party streaming subscription without really explaining why, well, it looks a bit strange, especially since 6 hours later, it's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on the official GTA website. Now, some fans feel that asking your core fans to wait and see, well, it feels like corporate synergy prioritized over the gaming community that just wants to see gameplay of GTA 6. Now, I've seen some say that this just looks like a cash grab, but at the end of the day, we will all have seen the gameplay in roughly the same span of time. I'm also interested into how Netflix plans to keep the footage exclusive for 6 whole hours. I mean, clips, re-uploads, co-streams, they're going to be cropping up everywhere. YouTube will probably be the safest platform for that to not happen because they can have an uploaded version of it to the database, so anybody that attempts to upload it during that time frame is going to get flagged before they can even publish the video. as an example, right now, if you tried to upload an entire movie from Marvel or Disney or something, that's in a database. They wouldn't even let you publish it. It would get flagged before you could put it live on your channel. Okay, so YouTube might have something in place, but what about Twitter? What about TikTok? What about Kick, Rumble, Reddit? I mean, there is an ocean of platforms where you can post clips or lengthy clips or the entire thing or your own live reaction. I'm not sure if Netflix will think that this was money well spent if it's just purely for the 6 hours of exclusivity, because that's likely not going to last very long. They're maybe, I think, and very likely thinking about the bigger picture. They want that top-of-mind marketing. They want the brand recognition. Like, everybody's suddenly talking about Netflix, and they're already the king of the subscription castle. But if Strauss, what he said, if it rings true, then there's likely more planned for the Netflix platform with respect to GTA 6 in the future. Maybe some kind of a show that runs adjacent to the game. Who knows? And that really brings us to the theme. It's bigger than just silence. The overarching theme here is actually control. Take-Two is trying to control the narrative, but in 2026, silence can let the internet write the story for you. Lots of angry fans feel that this is just another waiting game that Rockstar and Take-Two are playing. Unfortunately, the demand for the game is so high that, funny enough, both the consumer and the shareholder are in a similar situation right now. We're waiting for the big reveal. But those are just my thoughts, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below, and always make sure to check out one of my live streams. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and a happy Monday to you. I couldn't avoid the sneaking suspicion that the theme of silence here is 100% manufactured, and I thought, you know what, we're going to have to do a lot of coverage of this game, and they sort of blot out the sun. Any announcement they do, any trailer they do, anything that they drop makes everybody else go quiet. We are on the cusp of a bunch of games coming out. We are on the cusp of Gamescom, so we'll have plenty of other things to talk about. We're not just going to completely pivot all of the news to GTA, but I couldn't ignore this one. I thought, wow, they're really avoiding certain pretty particular questions about things. So let's get started on that weekly goal. Would love to hit a stretch this week and make my wife play GTA 6 online. I think it would be hysterical. And Minch Tree is going to start the week with a Prime renewal on Twitch. Thank you so much for 16 months. I greatly appreciate it. If you guys are watching right now in the live audience, hit like. That really helps me. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on. And then check your renewals. Those memberships add up. If you're subbed, if you've got a Prime, if you're a member on YouTube, always make sure and celebrate those in the chat so that we can add them to that total. I want you getting credit for what you guys are supporting. GTA 5 Online, unless Madam has amazing access. I'm not sure what you mean, Hilly. Rockstar is smart because Netflix has definitely dropped the bag to get the extended view of the game. Well, the way that Strauss is talking about it, he's obviously being a little cagey. You said GTA 6 Online. Oh, yeah, sorry. You can make my wife play GTA 5 Online this week. Yeah, Madam's got some serious connections. So, yeah, GTA 5 Online. You can make her play this Saturday night. If you guys can manage to hit the stretch goal. We're really trying to get that to bounce back. So if you've never done a membership on YouTube before, you can really help us with that. Consider clicking join. So like the Netflix thing, Strauss seems to be indicating that like something else is going on. I don't think that this is just like well, let's give Netflix exclusivity for 6 hours. I think something else, there's groundwork for something else being laid here. Because he said in the Jason Schreier interview, he's like, when this thing goes live on that platform, you're going to understand why we did this. Almost like the reveal, the extended look itself is going to be like an explanation of what in the world's going on. Like, why did you decide to go with Netflix? Like, I don't know if it's going to be an ongoing series, like a show or something with real actors. It could be a multi-part docu-series that they're planning. I just don't know. They also have done very well over there with downloads. Like San Andreas has been downloaded, I don't know, it was 48 or 58 million. It was ridiculous how many times it had been downloaded. maybe a prologue to the game. Yeah, that's actually a really good theory. It doesn't need to be a show that runs adjacent to the game. It could be a mini-series to kick off the game, to explain the events of like what's going on, why is she in jail. Like the game seems to start with her in jail, and we don't know if Jason's an undercover cop or what. I mean, we don't know their relationship. It's this Bonnie and Clyde thing. I actually really like that theory. I didn't even consider that we could literally get like a story prologue where, you know, you get like 4 or 5 episodes. It's just a mini series to kind of kick off GTA 6. Netflix, I mean, if they secured that, do you have any idea the amount of subscriptions they're going to get? Everybody's going to want to know what happened in the story before the game comes out. Like, the demand for this game is absurd. Strauss is, it better show gameplay performance. Oh, I know a lot of people want that, for sure. They said it will make people famous or rich. There'll be a game show with prize money and fame. I mean, I don't think Rockstar said that. I think the making people famous and rich thing, that came from Hip Hop Gamer, which he's out here acting like he's mentioning Mark Cerny and 60 FPS. He seems to think that they're working closely with PlayStation and that people are going to be blown away. It's to reach more of the unaware mainstream also, old gamers that left. I don't think that's a terrible theory, that they're basically saying, like, imagine that you're Strauss Zelnick, and you're like, we have the attention of the gaming world. Like, they can fart on Twitter and everybody's paying attention to them. If they make weird posts on Instagram, everybody's talking about them. So they're probably thinking, where else can we go to potentially capture people, audience, new audience, or just capture the attention of folks? Like, we want everybody talking about our game. This could be another great way to do it. Yeah, the theories. There's always wild theories. I'm pretty sure Ain Ross says there's it'll make people rich comment came from. I mean, I don't know where it came from. It's not terrible speculative. You could know nothing, have no insider information, and you could probably speculate that this game is going to make people's careers. There will be people that become YouTube, Twitch, whatever, famous playing this game. There are other burnt peanuts out there. There are other rising stars that could explode in a game like this. 100%. There's always room for new virality, new trends, new players, new people, for sure. Thank you, Dad, with no time to game. I appreciate that. He says, hi, Lono and Chad. Happy Monday. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Take care of yourselves and your family. Mental health. God bless you and your family. Be safe and be kind. I appreciate that message. Thank you very much. GTA roleplay is a different ball game. If you know, you know. That is something I'm probably not going to have time to dip into. But if we really feel like we're getting good results, like we feel like we're meeting new people, I'm having a good time, that's probably one of the most important parts about this. We're going to continue to spend time in GTA 5 Online and just see if the grind can be something that we do something with. We've got many weeks between now and the release of the game. It'd be a great opportunity to meet a lot of folks. Burnt Peanut needs a new game? No, I wouldn't say so. I think he's become his own brand of entertainment. He can pretty much play anything, and it's hysterical. Some of his funniest clips, he's not even in games that he kind of exploded in. I've seen viral clips of him in just goofy games with his friends. I don't think he needs a new game. But the point I was making is that he sort of exploded on the scene. And every time we think we've seen, like, the end of the rising streaming star, somebody else comes along and kind of explodes. And I'm like, I don't think that it's that, like, out of bounds to make the prediction that, like, GTA 6 is going to make new internet stars. I think it's going to happen. There will be people that go crazy with the role play. They just do very good breakdowns of the game. They could do really good breakdowns of the story, the world, the mechanics. I mean, who knows? I don't think we've seen kind of the end of that era of streamers that sort of, become new household names. Cardoc Ren with a Prime. Thank you so much for renewing. I'm thinking of Running Man, but in GTA. You and Madam would love GTA roleplay. I don't think Madam would get necessarily into GTA roleplay. I just thought it would be funny to watch her play GTA Online. Like, you know, just the way she plays games, the way that she sees and experiences games is just very different than those of us that sort of do this every day. And I thought that would be, for, you know, a very entertaining show. Glad you're keeping the GTA Online series going, says Dante. As different as I am towards things like GTA, the stream of yours was actually entertaining. Well, I appreciate that. I didn't think that I would enjoy it. I'll be honest with you guys. I thought we'd get in there, and after about an hour, I'd be like, yeah, this isn't for me. But once I sort of got my footing, I was like, okay, I see the forest for the trees now. I see the grind. I see why people like this. You know, I don't feel that I have to do the role play thing. Because those servers, you got to abide by their rules. They're probably not all that particularly easy to get into at this point. People have created so much on GTA 5 Online. I know they're going to do the same when GTA 6 comes out. And DK Bager's going to crack the seal for YouTube and gift the first member over here. Thank you so much, DK Bager, for doing that. Did they really buy up all the RP servers? They didn't, like, I don't know if they, like, bought the server. They bought the company. They bought the company that manages all of that. So I think this is the dilemma, and I got in this a little bit into my upload yesterday. If you guys missed my upload, I basically walked through why are they not saying a thing about GTA 6 Online? Like, why? Why are they radio silent about it? There's a handful of reasons. I think one of the reasons is I honestly don't know that it's got to feel insurmountable. It's one thing to spend this many years on a single player, on a story, on a world, on mechanics. Yeah, that is an insane task in and of itself, given the expectations for them, their brand, and their games. Okay? But for GTA 6 Online, I don't even know how they could be constructing a strategy unless it's just purely based off of behavioral patterns they saw in GTA 5 Online, and they're going to try to mushroom, evolve, and innovate there. Big shoes to fill. Right, that almost feels like an understatement, right? It's like big shoes to fill. It's like they average, according to the research that I did, even now after all these years, they averaged like 4 million players a day. Like 13 years later. You know what I mean? Hadigan says, smash like, let's hit 200. Yeah, try to get to 200 likes. Low Key says, I like the way you think, sir. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Let's set a goal. Every 5 super chats, I like to give back. I will gift a member. I know some of you guys prefer super chatting over doing gifts. Well, there you go. There's another way you can contribute to what I do. Do what Low Key did and do super chats instead if you prefer. They bought 5M, and then they sent cease and desist letters to other RP companies. They're preparing for that to be their thing for sure. Yeah, not surprising at all. It's unfortunate for everybody else. Yo, good morning, Feed. I see you in the chat over there on Purple. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Choo. Okay, there we go. I'm just clearing out some notifications here. Regular people make the 5M servers, and I knew server owners making really good money, around 30 to 50K a month for one server. It's insane. That is insane. GTA 5 Online with very bare bones at the start. It's super fleshed out now. What they do with GTA 6 Online in the beginning is going to be very interesting. What's good, Ocean Blue? They have a couple of choices, because a lot of people brought that up. Yana did. They were like, well, GTA 5 was pretty bare bones, and it's taken this long to build up. And it's like, okay, so what are they going to do? You know, Dwayne, I missed yours. I'm sorry, Dwayne. 50. I was setting the goal when yours popped up, so I couldn't see chat. Dwayne with a lot of months, 51 months in a VIP. He says, happy Monday, y'all. Smash that like button. Thank you, Dwayne. That is a lot of months, sir. I'm sorry I missed that. If they decide to make GTA 6 Online be more bare bones or more stripped down so that they can add to it later. You guys remember the presentation that Bungie made, right? And it made everybody mad when Justin Truman talked about, like, don't over-deliver. And everybody got really upset. But there was a logic to what he was saying. If you can't give everybody everything, and then 3 months later they're going to expect that to be how seasonal content goes or DLC content goes. Like there was a logic to what he was saying. He was speaking to developers. He wasn't speaking to the public. Generally speaking, these types of presentations were not things that we had access to in the past. So people got really mad though. Which obviously GTA is going to face a similar struggle, a similar challenge. What do you do with an online experience that you built out over a decade? Well, what do you do when it's time for the next one? I've had people throwing out some wild theories in the comments on my video. If you guys haven't checked out my latest video, you can go to the videos tab on my channel. It's about why they're hiding GTA 6 online. One such theory that people put out is they were like, they're not going to rebuild GTA 6 online. They're just going to attach a new map. So you can load into online and choose, do you want to go to Los Santos or do you want to go to, what's the name of the new place? Shoot. Do they have it in the descriptions here? Leonida. So do you want to load up Leonida or do you want to load up Los Santos? Like that's basically what some people are theorizing they're going to do. Like, and I was like, well, what's that even going to look like graphically? Are you covering any news or just GTA talking today? I didn't see any significant news. Did you? I mean, I don't know. What are you referring to? Barebones GTA Online was awful, says Yanadid. People were doing rooftop rumble over and over again for 100,000 and there were no cars. One thing that killed online was the oppressors. Well, that's then the question. Do they feel they can create a good foundation based off of everything they've learned from GTA 5 online? I'd be shocked if that happened. I'm in agreement with you, Corey. I'm in agreement with you. I thought, I can't see that. They've done graphical updates to GTA Online. I think it looks really good. I don't even think it looks like a 13-year-old game anymore. I think it looks like a game from like 6 years ago. You know, the late gen 2019 era, 2020 era. I'm like, yeah, this kind of looks like it's from that era. This guy says, I just called Netflix customer service on stream literally, and they told me that content creators are not allowed to co-stream the GTA 6 extended look while it's live the first 6 hours because of digital rights, and I have proof from the stream of the day. Yeah, I told people they weren't going to let you do it. This guy says, for all content creators worried about Netflix striking, this guy says you're welcome to do as you wish. No, I don't know. Listen. I don't know who that guy spoke to, okay? That is almost assuredly 100% false. I'm about as sure as I could be. That is false. No one from Netflix is going to say you're totally free to co-stream the event once it goes live. Now, I think Netflix is going to have an insurmountable task trying to strike down restreams, co-streams, re-uploads, clips, whatever. It's going to be virtually impossible because YouTube will be their safe haven because they can have it, pre-uploaded to YouTube. Captain Toasty Buns with 48 months. Thank you. We are at 5 members already. Yeah, Corey, that's probably what I'm going to do. Watch live. You guys can be watching it as well. We can all be kind of saying and noticing things and talking, and then I'll record a formal reaction where you can see it for the 6 hour mark once it's up, right? But I don't know how in the world Netflix is going to manage that, because people could restream it and co-stream it on Kick, on Rumble, on TikTok, on Twitter. I mean, again, it's going to be an insane task to keep it quiet. The best thing I think for them to do, though, would be to have a pretty aggressive stance on it. Because if people are trying to watch and then it gets disrupted, thank you and welcome back, Corey. Thanks for renewing that membership. If they're trying to watch it, it gets smacked down, or it gets leaked and it gets smacked down, that's going to drive people to Netflix. They're going to be like, dude, I'm not waiting. This is stupid. Every time I try to watch this thing, it's getting taken down. It's getting a strike or what have you. And again, I don't know if people on these platforms are going to be playing ball either. Like, is Kick and Rumble, are they going to be like, oh, hey, or TikTok or Twitter, are they going to play ball? Wolverine previews and Phantom Blade this week. Oh, no, yeah, we're going to cover other news, Muhammad. I'm just saying today there wasn't anything significant. This took over the entire weekend. Everything I saw was about how, Strauss Zelnick won't give pre-order numbers. They won't talk about GTA Online. They won't, what was it? They won't talk about GTA Online. They won't talk about the pre-order numbers. And he said, oh, yeah, it'll make sense why we went with Netflix. Like, he wouldn't even really give a solid answer there either. Make sure if you guys are watching on YouTube, you're going through the ritual of hitting the like button. That really helps us. Bandit Discord's going to be popping off. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be Discords where people are going to be basically redistributing as well. The Netflix thing is a FOMO to the extreme. Oh, 100%. Kino Mansky says, I think GTA Online will release with the PC release. I don't know if they would do that. I really, really don't know if they would do that. That would be an absurd task to do a simultaneous launch of a port as well as online. I don't think they want to launch online alongside releasing the PC port. Yeah. There is no product, service, or media that I would ever spend money to watch a preview. I think that's totally fair. I think many people are going to wait the 6 hours, for sure. Surely they could promote watch-alongs or something like that, pushing traffic to Netflix. Okay, just consider something with me, Bumble Pants. So the number of people at a given time that can watch big Twitch streamers and big YouTubers, okay? You're talking, for this event in particular, you're talking about millions of people. And if you give those millions of people the option to just watch on YouTube, Twitch, wherever, you're actively working against what Netflix paid money for. I'm telling you, they're not going to be okay with it. They are not. Here's the other thing you got to consider. Yes, it will likely leak. Yes, it will likely be in all these various places and spaces, re-uploaded and what have you. Anybody who likes working in this space should really, really proceed with caution, because they'll hit your channel with a strike, and that's not quickly done away with. That means you're demonetized for like 90 days if it's your first strike. Let's say the event's 25 minutes. You are hoping that for 5.5 hours, Netflix doesn't catch you. Even then, they could catch you, because they could still run a report and see that you posted it before the 6-hour window was up, and they could claim copyright infringement and strike your channel. Now, again, that's going forward with the assumption that I think YouTube's going to be working with them. I think the video will already be uploaded to YouTube, and YouTube will flag you in that 6-hour period if you try to upload it. Just like if you try to upload a movie right now, YouTube won't even let you publish it. They catch you before it even goes live. I meant like how Disney Plus, you can start watching something at the same time. Oh, you mean the watch party feature. I understand what you're saying, Bumble Pants. Yeah, maybe they could promote that. Gamer Boy says, Morning Lono in chat, I have Netflix, and I'm not going to watch. I'll wait for YouTube. If this is a success, it may be the norm. I don't think this will be the norm. I also think, based on what Zelnick is saying, there is going to be some type of a Netflix tie-in. I don't think they're doing this just to be like, yeah, let's get a bunch of money from Netflix and force people to go to Netflix to watch. I don't think that's the primary goal. I think the primary goal is we want as many people as possible to be engaging with our product, and they have a means by which they're going to leverage Netflix to do that. Now, that could be in the way of, somebody already made the suggestion this morning. It was Burger on watching on my Twitch channel said they could do a prologue. So there could be a very good, nice, high production show that airs before GTA 6 comes out, and it's going to set the story up. Why is Lucia in jail? Who in the heck is Jason? What's going on in the city? These are all things that could be contained within a GTA 6 Netflix miniseries or something. So I actually don't know if this is going to become the norm, like where they're going to be like, oh yeah, it makes really good sense. Like, you have to think about this from Netflix's perspective. Is Netflix going to want to spend this kind of money with regularity for like extended looks at games? Probably not. Probably not. Because the main reason that they're doing this is there's some sort of coalescence between the brands and their aims. I don't think this is purely an extended look. I think that is secondary to Netflix and Rockstar's aims in working together. I think the extended look is secondary. Now, the extended look for us is exciting because it does sound like we're going to be getting gameplay. I mean, they're calling it an extended look after all. So I would imagine that we are going to benefit from this, but I think there's far more going on than just, well, we wanted to go to Netflix to make people watch it there first. I think there's an entire layer to this that we won't understand until the 27th when this event takes place. Premiering on Netflix, says TJ Boom Boom, will be more useful than premiering on the Super Bowl. I'm not sure I understand why you're drawing the comparison there. Is that what they did in the past? Is that what you're saying? You're saying that like in the past they premiered on the Super Bowl? Or are you just saying compared to two big ways of premiering things? Which is it? What's the shortest this extended look could be for you to not be upset? For me, it needs to be at least 15 minutes. Yeah, I think if it falls below 15 minutes, I would be a little confused why they called it an extended look. There's only so much you can do in 15 minutes. Like, obviously in 15 minutes, if it's literally 15 minutes of gameplay, largely uninterrupted with commentary, then I wouldn't care. I don't think that's going to be the thing. Like, that would be the only way I'd be okay with, like, well, it ended up being 13 and a half minutes. Well, that would be okay if it was literally 13 and a half minutes of uninterrupted gameplay with commentary. Well, then I wouldn't care. But like, well, that's more than enough. That's more than enough footage. I mean, how long was the Lao Fei thing? Was it like 10 minutes of like literally the opening of the game? I think that's more than enough of a look at a game if you're kind of curious. A $2 super chat from Low Key says, did Rockstar pay Netflix? I severely doubt that. I severely doubt that. Only fools would pay Netflix to watch a trailer. I don't think it's just a trailer. I don't. I think based on what Strauss Zelnick said, I think there's something else going on. I think this is probably the kickoff to something that you're going to want Netflix for if you're wanting to see if there's a mini series, if there's a show, something to that effect. I don't necessarily think that this is just some trailer. I think there's something else is going on. To be fair, if you don't have Netflix, you can wait 6 hours and just watch it. Everybody has Netflix. Yeah, a lot of people have Netflix. A lot of y'all have Netflix. I mean, you can pretend that you don't. I know some of you guys are in there just looping Pokemon every day. You know what I mean? I want to be the very... I know some of y'all are doing that. And I don't have cameras in your house, okay? You know, this isn't Dateline. You know, I'm not Chris Hansen. But I'm pretty sure that a lot of you guys have Netflix. YouTube is the biggest market, not Netflix. The benefit here is that Rockstar got paid a lot of money for what is essentially 6 hours of exclusivity that will be pirated in 60 seconds. Shout out to Pattinson. I told people not to doubt him. I told people when he got cast as the Batman, I said, don't doubt this man. The dude's got range, and he's having a legendary run. I couldn't be happier for him because I really like him. He's so good. I've never not enjoyed him. We can't get sidetracked into that, though. But yeah, dude, I think he's excellent. So, that freaking trailer. Oh, man. So, question is, do you want a Netflix prequel in engine or live action? I mean, I don't care where it is, to be quite honest with you, Anthony. I mean, we've seen the trailers, right, brother? I mean, we know they can make the stuff in engine look crazy good. I mean, come on. These trailers, these screenshots, for Pete's sakes. Like, so it doesn't matter to me. It's just cool if they do it. I would say that they likely ask the question, what can we do with GTA 6 that's never been done before? So every idea was put up on the board. Now, somebody might say, oh, but there's been shows and games that were interwoven. They did that with Defiance. They did that with Quantum Break, kind of. It was baked into the game, basically. Like little mini episodes were baked into to Quantum Break. But still, if they do it at a scale and at a level that they like to do things, it probably won't be comparable to really any other game. You know, welcome on in, guys. By the way, you know, big day talking about GTA 6 and trying to kind of understand their silence about a handful of topics. They just won't address them. I've got some theories as to why they won't talk about certain things. Do me a favor, as you guys kind of come into the daily stream, make sure you're going through the ritual of hitting the like button. I think I'm the only person who hates him as an actor. I mean, you don't have to like everybody. I'm not going to try to convince you to like somebody that I like. That's a fool's errand. Social Destruct says, good morning, I agree. I believe there's a lot more to this. Some kind of integration with Netflix. Did Netflix release a 30-minute gaming cinematic experience where you could use your phone recently? I'm actually not sure. I do know that they've had a very good relationship with San Andreas being downloaded a lot. Red Dead Redemption 1's been downloaded a lot through Netflix's gaming efforts. There's a good partnership there, right? You know what I mean? Doesn't matter if it's a trailer or not, still foolish AF. I mean, if it's foolish for you to sign up for Netflix to watch this, I mean, that's your decision. People that have disposable income and this is their hobby, if that's what they want to do, I think that's totally fine. If they're like, listen, man, I don't want to miss out on a single aspect of GTA 6. I'm there day one. In the grand scheme of things, signing up for Netflix for 1 month ain't that expensive. And then they can say they were there day one. They were there minute one. Some people really like that. It's kind of the same reasoning behind people that were pre-ordering the game. People were like, oh, why would you pre-order the game? I think for some people, it's an extension of the hobby to do it in a way that's communal. Like everybody's there. The minute it hits, they're with their buds. They're in a text group. They're in a Discord. They're doing whatever. I'm in a Netflix. I have Netflix and I'll wait to watch it on YouTube. I mean, cool. You can be a cold blanket. No one really cares. There's plenty of people that are going to be in there moment one, brother. $10 from the OA. My only unfounded fear is that Rockstar will only release trailer 3 and not the full showcase and extended look on YouTube. It's unfounded, I know, but I'm still afraid. Well, if you go to their channel, right? If you go to their channel and you look at the extended look trailer, okay, and you read the description, it says Grand Theft Auto 6 an extended look. That's its official title, by the way. Right? Grand Theft Auto 6 an extended look will premiere on Netflix Thursday, April 27th at 3 p.m. Eastern, and will also launch on the official Rockstar Games YouTube channel and the Grand Theft Auto 6 website at 9 p.m. Eastern. So it's the same thing. It's not a different version. A lot of you fanboys are too optimistic with a multi-trillion-dollar franchise. I don't feel like anybody's being optimistic here. I think we're just throwing around theories. Again, if you want to be a wet blanket, you guys need to find somewhere else to hang out. Nobody's here for the Debbie Downers. You know what I mean? See if there's a channel called that. We're just talking and theorizing. Some of you guys are just being negative for the sake of being negative. Cool. Like, nobody's trying to convince you of anything or be too optimistic. We're just theorizing about why they're doing this. To be fair, you know how many people have Netflix and also share their accounts. I don't see them getting a spike in memberships, to be honest. Again, I think you underestimate the demand for this game. I also think there's something more to this. I don't think Netflix paid this kind of money for a 6-hour exclusivity window, and that's all it is. I think there's some kind of a show, there's some kind of a thing that you're going to want to have Netflix for after this event. You guys are right. Like, as soon as the 6 hours is up, let's really think about this. As soon as the 6 hours is up, you don't need to go to Netflix at all. There's got to be something beyond that 6-hour window that made Netflix think this is worth doing. $5 from Yelix. Why are people acting like they know what Rockstar is going to release on the 27th? The answer is, I don't know. Well, I mean, we're not acting like we know. We're speculating because it's fun. I don't know. Unless you're talking about something else. If you're talking about today's chat, I just feel like people are speculating. You know, I don't have Netflix anymore. It's near $25 a month. Oh, dude, subscription fatigue is totally legitimate. Like, if you're feeling the fatigue with subs and you're feeling the fatigue with the price increase on subs, I'm there with you. I've canceled a few of my own. I know exactly what you mean. As far as being too optimistic about this game or whatever, I think we're just having a good time. Like, no one's being too optimistic from my estimation. We're just talking about what we think might happen. Netflix cracked down on account sharing. They did. That is true. This also resets the clock for some people. Right now, they've been waiting for a long time. August 27th, there'll be a new mindset in, oh my gosh, it's so close. More than that, Xanatos, if we finally get actual, uncut, undeniable gameplay. Like, oh no, that's gameplay. Because, like, I saw a video. I saved it here. I think it was Synth Potato. I like Synth Potato. We're mutuals. We're mutuals on Twitter. Okay. So he posted this video. Okay. He says, we've already seen GTA 6 gameplay with the HUD turned off and camera moved around as Rockstar confirms trailer 2 is equal parts gameplay and cutscenes. He says gameplay trailer is going to look even crazier than this, considering they've had over a year of extra development. All right. Here's my issue with the little counter at the top. All right. A lot of the gameplay, alleged gameplay in this trailer, when you move the camera and the player's not in control, you can do a lot of things that aren't going to be necessarily active in the game. You can do things with the lighting, you can do things with the textures, you know, world detail. Like, I don't know why he counted that as gameplay. I don't understand that at all. So that's not gameplay, he says. Right there. Why are we counting that as gameplay? That's a cutscene. She's climbing up. You see? So, like, I like Synth Potato. I don't agree. I don't even know if that's his video. I don't know if he snagged that from somewhere else or if he made that himself. But I don't agree with some of the division there. It's like, that didn't look like gameplay to me. Also, there's a lot you can do when the game itself isn't running. You're just sort of like, put the camera here, you know, and let the game kind of do its thing. We saw that with Crimson Desert. There were plenty of times where, like, they made it look like gameplay, but they moved the camera and it looked incredible, and then the game came out and never looked like that on console. So, like, again, to me, I'm like, this is the first time we're going to get actual look at gameplay as far as we know, like, based off of the title extended look. He's just a shill. I don't think he's a shill. I've followed him for a while. He's regularly pretty critical of a lot of the things that are going on in the industry as well as the companies. None of that is gameplay. Yeah, I think sometimes people are a little too quick to watch a trailer like that and start, like, sticking Post-it notes to things to be like, well, that's gameplay and that's gameplay and that's gameplay. And I'm like, but it isn't, though. They can tell us it's equal parts gameplay, you know, equal parts cinematics or whatever. But again, just because the game is moving around and it's like got a camera off to the side while some guy's driving a car, that's still not gameplay. I don't want to split hairs on this, and I don't want to be, like, overly pedantic about what is or isn't gameplay. I personally, for my coverage and what we do here, I consider gameplay to be a recording or a live stream of somebody actively moving around in the game itself. Not simulated, not, well, we move the camera, like a glorified photo mode. Like, no. To me, gameplay is somebody is moving the character around in the game. That's what it is. You're either recording that or you're live streaming that. If you do anything else, you're falling short, because it's like, okay, well, we move the camera and we're doing this cinematic thing. And I was like, okay, well, that's not gameplay, because I have no idea what it's going to look like when I'm actually playing. You could have done things with the lighting, the rendering, post-processing, who knows what. It's not a raw recording of somebody controlling the game. You know, it's in engine. That's not gameplay. Like, no, that's not somebody moving around. So, like, anytime I've been like, oh, that's fake gameplay, that's simulated gameplay, we can get very lost in the weeds where people are defining gameplay more loosely than I would. So I'm just going to, cards on the table, that's how I define gameplay. When you don't give me that, I'm not going to watch Grand Theft Auto 6 Trailer 1 or GTA 6 Trailer 2 and be like, ding, 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 oh yeah, there's gameplay, look. No, you didn't have somebody controlling the character, you know, and walking around in the game. It could be anything. Hidden Syria with 27 months. Welcome back, my friend, getting us to 7 on the week. I don't know why most people are trying to convince others not to get the game. People know this is the biggest franchise ever. ESF Dragon says, they did a similar thing with Cyberpunk 2077 when they dropped their first gameplay trailer, but it was later revealed that the gameplay was just rendered footage. This is why I don't play these games. From Watch Dogs to Cyberpunk to The Day Before to Mind's Eye to Crimson Desert, we have a long history of games showing gameplay. And then we're all like, yeah, I don't know about that. And then the game comes out and you're like, yeah, like it even happened with Fable. I kept telling people, I'm like, that's not gameplay, boys. Stop calling that gameplay. And then when they finally show us gameplay, it's markedly different than what was in the trailers. That's why I define gameplay. If I'm being too rigid, so be it. I'd rather be rigid on the definition of gameplay than not. That's how I define it. It's either a recording or a live stream of somebody controlling the character in the game and moving around and doing stuff. That's it. That is gameplay. If you're doing anything else, then there's all kind of shenanigans and trickery and other things that you can do that make me say, this doesn't communicate anything to me worthwhile. It doesn't. Oh, it's in engine. I don't care about that. We have reached a point where what you can do, quote unquote, in engine was unfathomable like 10 years ago. 10 bomb from Hidden Syria. Speaking of 10, thank you very, very much. The first 10 bomb of the week. If you guys see people getting memberships like this and you're like, oh man, I'd love a membership, I'd love to be a part of what's going on here, consider picking up your own. Hit join. It's $5 and you get into my Discord. We're going to start having people, we have a room in there for people that want to play GTA Online together. Great way to become a part of this community. I'm just looking forward to the extended look because I know it's going to be gameplay. I can feel it. If it's not gameplay, I'd be shocked. Sethian says, the recording showing a HUD is a pretty good indicator for me, for sure. I cleaned house on my sub fees at the beginning of the summer, and you'd be surprised how much being a professional with some hobbies adds up. Oh, for sure. I forgot they tried to pass that Fable story trailer off as gameplay reveal. Well, and it always happens. The people, and this is why I get, like, some people came in today and they were like, oh, you guys are being too optimistic, fanboys, whatever. I get that instinct to be on guard. I understand why you're doing that. Because I've been there myself, where people are spinning themselves up and getting excited and looking at in-engine footage and treating it like gameplay, and they get tricked. I've been there. So I totally get, like, why you might want to be cautious about, you know, getting too excited when we haven't truly seen certain aspects of the game. I think that's totally fair. It doesn't mean you have to be a perpetual wet blanket and, like, bum everybody out. But I get the caution to be like, I don't know, don't be a fanboy, don't get caught up in the optimism. They used to show actual people playing a game on the big screen in the events. So yeah, we've seen, what we have seen is not actual gameplay. I have no problem with people being excited, but don't call it gameplay. Yeah, for sure. Be excited for the right reasons. Exactly. Oh my gosh, it's going to look like this. It's going to play like this. This is gameplay. Flyest90 says, Rockstar don't play those games at all. They are annoyingly slow to make stuff, but their games always look better than the trailers. Well, and a lot of people have pointed that out. A lot of people have pointed that out. They have said, listen, these guys are notorious for making the games look as good, if not better, than the trailers. Thank you guys for 200 likes. We've been streaming for about an hour. If you're new here, it's a daily broadcast. It's a live discussion. We try to keep it respectful while being engaging. We love debate, and we are covering all sorts of things. GTA is going to start to show up a little bit more often, because it's going to just start to kind of take over the news cycle. We are dipping our toe into GTA Online. I found it to be way more enjoyable than I expected, so we will be playing more today. If you want to be a part of what we're doing here in our Discord and maybe even play GTA together, consider becoming a member, get in the Discord. If you don't do memberships on YouTube, or you can't right now, that's fine. You might get it gifted. Hit like, hit subscribe, and make sure you're here every day. Especially with the rise of AI, anybody can make anything look... Oh, there's been so many of those. Right? There's been so many of those, like the fake gameplay trailers of GTA 6, for sure. Red Dead 2 was better on release than the trailer. I've seen comparisons of people saying that, yes. GTA 6 news is going to take off. It really is. They got to do what Ben did with Days Gone. They showed camera angle to show someone actually playing. You don't need to go that far. I'm not saying that we need like a multi-camera perspective where I need to see the guy's hands on the controller and I need to be utterly convinced that there's no trickery going on. I don't need that degree of certainty, you know, because it'll obviously backfire. If you want to play games and you want to mislead people, it'll obviously backfire if you if you're faking people or whatever. But like, I'm more talking about calling something gameplay that we have no grounds to call gameplay. I don't care that Rockstar said the trailers are equal parts gameplay. How did Synth put it? How did they put it? Hang on, I don't have a preview of his tweet. Equal parts gameplay and cutscenes. I don't really care that they said that. I don't really believe them, because they can classify gameplay as anything they want. Oh, well, we had the camera in the car, and we had the guy driving. You know, it was all automated, and none of the actual simulation was running. None of the traffic systems were running. None of the NPC density was actually running. Well, then that's not gameplay. Okay? Remember, this is the same company that said they were going to do a physical release of GTA 6. And they define physical as a jewel case with a code in it. Okay, like that's how they define physical. So they're defining gameplay probably just as loosely. Which is why, until we get the extended look and we get a really good like glimpse of like, okay, are they actually just kind of letting things play out so it doesn't seem hyper edited, then it really doesn't matter. A Flyest with 39 months says, I think this Netflix thing is going to be World Mechanics gameplay presentation like they did with GTA 5. Well, welcome back, Flyest. Let me add you to the total. And then a $5 super chat from Bandit says, people love to doubt Rockstar. Just look at their previous GTA ratings. This is not Bethesda that we are talking about. I'm not saying that the game won't be quality, and I'm not saying that they don't do good work. I'm saying I wouldn't classify anything we've seen as gameplay. That's my own personal, position on it. I won't even begin to think of pre-ordering until I see actual gameplay, says Sorcerer. Photo mode is in the game that you play, therefore gameplay. Come on. It's not about doubting Rockstar, says Hidden Siriu. It's about pushing back on the idea of cutscenes being gameplay. Thank you. I think that is the delineation I'm really trying to drive here. I'm not trying to push doubt or skepticism about Rockstar's capabilities. I'm saying, let's pump the brakes on calling any of this gameplay, because by definition, and what we've taken issue with other publishers and other games and other trailers, this is precisely what we've always said. Like, don't call something gameplay that's not gameplay. I think that is the distinction that I'm putting, is like, listen, it's okay to be excited. It's okay to have confidence in their abilities and be like, hey, they typically look better than their trailers, but I would not call anything that they're calling gameplay. And again, they can be like, oh, well, the trailers up to now have been equal parts cutscenes and gameplay. And it's like, yeah, well, you classify a jewel case with a code in it as a physical release. So you guys play a little loose with categories. I define gameplay differently. I do. Because no one plays a game and can do the things that they do in these trailers. You can't move the camera and fiddle with lighting or rendering. You can't turn certain aspects of the game off. Like, my question would be this. It's like, okay, you know, Rockstar dev, if I got a Rockstar dev to, you know, come on the show, but like, I want you to pinpoint all the timestamps where there's gameplay in this trailer, okay? And he gives me all those timestamps. And let's say that, you know, Synth Potato's tweet, let's say Synth Potato was like 80% right. That 80% of the time he thought something was gameplay, it was. My follow-up question would be, when this particular piece of gameplay was recorded, was this done in the game, running, as the game will run for me? Was the simulation running? Were the NPCs and the NPC density? Was the traffic system and the cop system and are all those things running? Because if not, then I don't care. You can do a vertical slice and be like, yeah, have him drive down this road and then let's record it. And it's technically quote-unquote gameplay. It's somebody in the game driving him down the road and they've just repositioned the camera. But if nothing else in GTA 6 is running, if none of the other systems, then it doesn't matter. It's like, okay, well, that's not gameplay then. It's analogous. I'm not saying it's equal to, but it's analogous to photo mode being used by people who really like a game to posture as if that's what the game looks like. Like, you can zoom in on like Aloy's face in photo mode in Horizon and like see peach fuzz on her face and like reflections in her eyeball. That's not happening while I'm just in the game. That's something that gets rendered in photo mode only. It's analogous to that. It's like, well, yeah, you can do that. You can make her look like that because nothing else is going on. Lono is real-time AI. We can play as him now. This is true. I don't view a cutscene, even if it's an engine or whatever, as gameplay. I agree. I want volleyball on the beach. I'm sure. You're saying you want to see that? Okay. I'm sure you have only pure reasons for wanting to see volleyball on the beach. When Lucia tackles the guy on the plane, it's a cutscene. Yeah, I think that's probably a cutscene. I did see a guy say a game he likes to play whenever he's watching trailers is he likes to guess, like, what's the closest to the end of the game, just for fun, to see if he's correct. I thought, oh, that's a pretty entertaining thing to do, because sometimes they show you quite a bit. Now, sometimes they don't, so I don't know how often he's actually able to play this game, but he was guessing that, like, her jumping in the airplane was close to the end of the story. And again, he's not basing that off of anything. It's just a fun game that he plays. If you guys are just tuning in, we're talking about all the latest with GTA 6. And so one of the themes that emerged over the weekend that I noticed was the theme of silence. Like, they won't talk about online, they won't talk about the pre-order numbers, and then they won't really explain why they went with Netflix, right? Excuse me. And so we've had some theories about why they went with Netflix. Like, is there going to be some kind of a show or some kind of a prologue or something that will run, adjacent to the game or before the game comes out? Airport Bridges, GTA Online, Vice City over San Andreas. Thank you for the $2 super chat from the Game Boy. I'm not sure I understand what you're saying, but I appreciate the super chat. It sounds like you're saying you take bridges, GTA Online Airport Bridges from Vice City to San Andreas. There are people that think they're going to do that. Maybe that's not what you're suggesting, but there are people suggesting that they'll just do a second map. GTA Online won't change in name. It'll still be GTA Online, but you'll load it up and you'll choose, a different map. Now, at one level, I might agree with that in principle. Maybe they decide to do like how Call of Duty has the HQ. Maybe GTA Online becomes a headquarters that you open first, and you determine whether or not you want to go into GTA 5 Online or GTA 6 Online. Did they talk about pre-orders that would set a high expectation? Okay, my best understanding of what Strauss Zelnick was saying about GTA 6 pre-orders was that the demand is so high, but that they're worried that it's not representative of an actual demand curve. So think of it this way. Usually you can go to your shareholders after 1 week of sales and you can establish a demand curve. You know where it's heading. You can do this as a YouTuber, by the way. You can upload a video and you can kind of see that curve of your video within the first 48 hours. It largely sets the video's trajectory. Now, obviously, videos can turn around and things like that, but there's a science to that curvature of something's trajectory within demand in the market or a video or what have you. So the way I understand what Strauss Zelnick is saying is that the pre-order numbers are so strong, he's worried that if he shares those, they will inadvertently set bad expectations for the shareholders. Like they'll think, oh, this is setting the trajectory for the demand curve. Therefore, in, 2 months, we're going to have X number of pre-orders. And he's probably thinking, I don't know if that's even possible. Like they're in uncharted territory. Like it's so many people pre-ordered that they don't want to share the number because they're worried about what it would. So here's something you have to understand about shareholders. Let's say they shared the pre-order numbers and the shareholders thought, by launch date, we're going to have 30 million pre-orders. Okay? I'm just throwing out a random number. Let's just say they think we're going to get 30 million. And they get 25 million instead. That's bonkers. Like, as a number, that's crazy. Anybody would be thrilled. Shareholders would not be thrilled. Because market value is often very, very much directly linked to projections. And when you fall below projections, that hurts your market value and it makes the shareholders angry. It's not a good place to be. So they don't want to make people think, oh, it's going to be 30 million, then it's 25. They'd be far better to wait and then be like, we think we're going to land around 22 million, and then you land at 25 million. You hit the same number, but now your shareholders are a lot happier. Does that make sense? Thank you so much for the super chat. It's $1 super chat from Lecrae. I appreciate that. Now, some people have brought this up, and I'm curious where you guys land on this. Swoozy with 35 months. Let me add you to the total. That's 19. I had a lot of people jumping on my video last night. If you guys haven't watched it, I'll show it to you here. And if you want to give it a watch, give it a like, give it a hype, and then give it a comment. It's right here. Why they're hiding GTA 6 Online, okay? And the title is Why Rockstar Won't Talk About GTA 6 Online. So anytime you watch that on mobile, hit like, then hit hype, leave a comment, all those things. My videos are really easy to consume because you can even bump the playback speed to like 1.5 and it's still really easy to understand me. So you can get through my videos faster than most. I don't talk slow, but I also talk in a way where if you speed it up, it's very easy to understand what I'm saying. Now, I had a lot of people leave comments on that video, and they think that Take-Two and Rockstar are going to charge money for GTA 6 Online. I had somebody being like, oh yeah, they're going to charge $100 for this one, then they're going to charge $100 for the next one, they're going to charge $100 for GTA 6 Online, they're going to charge us $100 for it to be on PlayStation 6. There was all these predictions or whatever. And I said, okay, first and foremost, let's just entertain the online portion. I can't imagine them putting a price wall or a hurdle in between people and the online. I can't imagine them doing that. It's like I think they want as many people in the online as possible. They should charge for GT Online. I would try to. I don't think they're going to. Their shark card purchases, their microtransaction purchases, are going to be higher if it's free to play. That's just a pattern sort of in the market with respect to ongoing games and micros. Lone Wolf says, I'm thinking that they would add a new city to GTA Online. Still the same character in the original online, but you can seamlessly go between. I don't know if they're going to want you to be able to seamlessly go between and have all your stuff, all your money. They got billions to make back. You're not incorrect. I think you maximize money and return from the online by making it free. Hilly says, I think online will have a fee. People cheating have no barrier otherwise. I don't know. I see this differently than a lot of you guys. I see it as they have many companies have proven that you make way more money on your microtransactions when you make the entrance to the game free. So I don't agree with you guys. I mean, I could be 100% wrong, and they just walk out and they say, we're GTA, you're going to pay for the game, and then you're going to pay for the online, right? You're going to pay us to insult you. Like, they may just walk out into the market and they could just say, no, you know who we are. I don't think they're going to do that. Online is a pure cash cow. They don't need to put a price on access. I completely agree with that. They've made so much money, and they've seen the behavior of people in GTA Online, which GTA Online is paid right now as its own SKU. So if you go and want to play it, you pay money. What's the entrance fee? They charge you now for online, but it's only $20. Now, is that for anybody, or is that if you own the game? Let me just go to the store here. GTA Online. Is it even listed as a... I don't even see it listed as its own SKU on Steam. I see Grand Theft Auto 5 for $30. I'm not seeing Grand Theft Auto Online listed separately. I'm not. Grand Theft Auto Enhanced comes with Legacy, Criminal Pack, Enhanced, blah, 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 Shark Cards Plus. They do standalone? Yeah, but that's Xbox. I'm on Steam. Somebody get these beggars out of here. Let's see. Yeah, GTA Online has its own SKU on Xbox for $20. Are you sure that's not GTA Plus? Oh, it's included in GTA Plus. I was looking at the green button and I didn't understand. Ward Huff with a single gifted gets us to 20. He might be trying to tempt somebody to 5-bomb it up to 25. GTA Online is still free. People are saying it's free. It's always been free. How do I get it for free on Steam right now? Where do I go? When you guys are saying free, do you mean like you buy GTA 5 for $30 and online's included? Ron saying they've never charged. I mean, we just found a SKU on Xbox for $20. It's a separate download for $20 on Xbox. We just looked at it. It's free with the purchase of the game. Okay. There is a GTA Online version only. I can't find it on Steam. I did a search and I can't find it. All I've got are there's GTA Plus for $8, but we know that's a subscription. This is the search results. Wait, why did it do that? These are the search results. I turned the goal off. Grand Theft Auto 5 Enhanced, Grand Theft Auto 4, the Complete Edition, GTA Plus. I literally searched for Grand Theft Auto Online. I'm not seeing it as a standalone download in here. Even if I go to Grand Theft Auto 5 Enhanced, it's not listed down here as something that I can get. So this isn't free like Fortnite is free. This is buy the game for $30 and online is included. Which means, my theory about this has probably changed a little bit then. I would imagine GTA Online for 6, it'll be free if you own GTA 6. You'll just go into the game and it'll be a button that you press. If they decide to do a standalone, I bet you they sell it for $30. 30 or 40. I don't think they're going to charge you 70, 80, or 100 for the online. There is no GTA Online option for PC. You have to just buy 5 and it comes with it. 8-bit Dad with 41 months. Thank you so much. Welcome back. You aren't charged for online. I think we're debating different points, Liquid, and I think that's causing confusion. Doesn't matter, GTA Online is free. How do you classify free, though? When I went to get GTA Online on my PlayStation, I had to download GTA 5, which is included in PS Plus. If it wasn't included in PS Plus, I would have had to purchase GTA 5. If you don't have the game and you want online only, you have to spend $20. I wouldn't classify that as free then. I wouldn't classify that as free. I think you're using a word that I understand why you're using it, but what it does is it's causing confusion. It's it's free, ... if you buy the game or own the game. Well, then that wouldn't be free. That's a qualification that makes the word free sort of moot in the discussion. Oh, if you don't own GTA 5, it's $20. Okay, so that sounds to me like it's not free. And I'm not trying to be pedantic. I'm trying to have clarity for the sake of people that are well, is it free or not? Because that's going to inform our predictions about GTA 6 and how they handle GTA 6 online. It's free if you buy the whole game. That sentence is exactly what I'm trying to drive at. That sentence in and of itself is, I don't want to say it's illogical, but it's a kind of a weird sentence if you really think about it. Read it really slowly. It's free if you buy the whole game. When you buy a remote control car and it says batteries included, no one says, well, the batteries are free if you buy the remote control car. I'm messing with you, but I'm kind of not messing with you. That's kind of what you're saying. Well, the batteries are free as long as you buy the remote control car. And it's well, GTA Online is free as long as you buy the game. Chase Haddon with 45 months. Welcome back. You guys are making it sound like they charge an access fee for online. Because they do. You either need to purchase the game. That's a fee. if you don't own the game, it's $20. Homie, that is a fee. GTA Online is free. It comes with the whole game, so if you don't want single player, well, you got to pay. I can't tell if he's messing around. Are you messing around? Homie. Homie, you've been here a long time. I love you, but that's a fee, brother. That costs money. It ain't free. You know what I mean? I get what you're saying. I do. A $5 super chat from Sora's King. So is GTA 6 Online for sure happening? The wording was confusing. Did you make it rain confetti? Nope. Next super chat, $5 or more makes it rain confetti. Sorry, boss. I'm sorry. Sorry, boss. I didn't mean to confuse you, boss. It's like Jiminy Christmas. I get what you're saying. I do. I think that word just has a lot of weight behind it, right? Like, I went to an extreme example. Like, nobody would say, hey, if you need batteries, these batteries are free as long as you buy this remote control car. Like, nobody would stink and say that. Like, if I went to the store and I was like, hey, I need some batteries, and they were like, oh, no problem. We're out of batteries, but these batteries are free. I'm like, yeah, free batteries? Yeah, they're free as long as you buy the remote control car. I'd be like, well, then that's not free. So if somebody comes to the market right now and is like, I want to play GTA Online, and you're like, great, it's free. And they're like, cool, what do I have to do to play this free online game? Oh, you have to buy GTA 5. Wait, hold on, that's not free. And Jay Christ makes it rain confetti. Thank you for the $5 super chat tip. I appreciate that very, very, very much. I'm going to set another one. We'll just keep resetting the goal. Every time you guys hit the goal, I owe a member. Thank you so much, sir. Zubair says, sorry, I'm just walking in. Is he trying to say it has no additional cost? Yes, but it still is confusing because if you don't buy GTA 5, it's $20 to buy GTA Online separately. So again, it's confusing. It's extremely confusing. It's a batteries included sort of situation. Conditional statement, if you buy GTA 5, ... you get GTA Online for free. But you can't take GTA Online as free out of that statement and just state it. It doesn't function anymore. As a statement, it becomes false. Like, outside of that context and that conditional sentence, it's not a true statement any longer. GTA Online is free. No, it's not. It's free on the condition of purchase of GTA 5, which then means free is a bit of a weird word. It's almost a misnomer within the sentence itself. It's like it's free, but is it? Thank you so much, Michael, for 26 months. Read my last? Nah, just paste it. Basically, why would you pay $20 if you can get the whole game for $30? I don't think it's confusing. There's no way to access GTA Online without paying money. I think that's the most plain way to state it, yes. And there's a pack of batteries for $20 right next to the remote controller. That's right next to the remote control card. That's right. The remote control card is $30 and it comes with batteries for free. Or you can just buy the battery separate for $20, but they're free. Oh, for Pete's sakes. That was entertaining. I understand. I understand where you're coming from. I totally do. Make sure you're in the category. All right, hang on one second. What is this category, by the way? See. All right, done. We got to switch directories for a channel skin. To read my last hurts my soul. Certain people have lost the permission to make me read their last because it's almost never worth it. Sadly, Perfect Image has won that award. He makes me read his last, and 9 times out of 10, I'm like, why did you make me read that? Excuse me. It's not confusing at all. Just buy the full game. That's right. That's right. Side note, says Austin. How crazy of a stretch is it to think that for GTA Online, they'll update Los Santos to current gen, and you can travel between Miami and Los Santos. Well, it's not Miami, it's Leonida, but I get your point. People have suggested that, Austin. Right? Perfect Image says they're talking about free because if you've been playing since PS3, PS4 to PS5, you get it for free. Do you see? He was going to make me go back and read that. That's why he's lost the privilege. Like, that wasn't worth scrolling up for, brother. You're not adding... Do you see what I'm saying? With all the love in my heart, I'm not scrolling back up for that. That is nothing. That doesn't add to the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've concluded that it's free within the confines of buying the full game for $30, or you can buy it for $20. Making me scroll up to read that. Did you see? He's completely earned that badge of like, I'm not going back for your commentary anymore, brother. It's always like, yeah, thanks for that. Like, it'd be like scrolling and be like, well, it's gonna rain today, Lono. Like, oh, okay, thanks for that. Like, it's like, huh? Like, we've already settled the issue, Perfect Image. I love you, but come on, brother. He's just out here raw dogging the internet. We love him. We love him for that. But I have to proceed with caution when he makes me go and read stuff that he's posted. He is both loved and not listened to. It's kind of true. It's kind of true. Like when he posts over the Discord now, I'm like, yeah, Perfect Image is just out here. I mean, he is raw dogging the internet. He follows everybody and anybody, and he posts their stuff, and I'm like, homie, that's a bait account, that's a fraud account, that's a grift, that's a parody account. And he's like, I'm just following everybody. I don't know who said that in our Discord, but it was the best description of Perfect Image. Like, he's just raw dogging the internet, bro. Just no filter. He just reads everything. He's like your uncle on Facebook. Did you hear that they're putting gold in the water? It's like, what? You're like, what? Oh, he's just happy to be here. I love him. I do. He's a swell guy. He's a swell guy. Oh, golly. Frickin' Jiminy. If you're new here, we do have a pretty active Discord, and if you want to be in there to see all the shenanigans that I'm referring to, you got to be a member. So try it out for a month. It's $5. If you have an Amazon Prime subscription, you can just use that on Twitch and then get in with that. You can give me your Prime sub. So there's a variety of ways to support, and that's what the Discord's there for. By the way, try to get us to 300 likes. We're having a really nice day. We are going to be playing more GTA Online today, and you guys can help us kind of grow that community here as well. Lona, what are your thoughts on the cost of GTA 6 Online with and without purchasing the base game? Apologize if you answered already. Well, that's what we were trying to get to. We were trying to get to that. Like, what's GTA 6 Online going to potentially cost? We took a big, huge detour, okay? We took a pretty big detour, and I'm not going to mention any names, but Liquid Smoke wasted our time, okay? So now we can talk about whether or not... Now we can talk about whether or not they're going to charge money for GTA 6 Online, okay? This detour and segment was brought to you in part by Liquid Smoke, all right? Love you, Liquid. So anyways, I would imagine it'll be a standalone purchase for $40, $50, something like that. Yes, it'll be free. But what kind of free will it be? Yes, it's free. It'll be free with purchase. That's it. That's the way we should talk about it from now on. Guys, it's free with purchase. Like, come on. Oh. So it'll be free. So GTA 6 Online, yeah, I think it'll just be a free update. There we go. It'll be a free update to the base game. If you own GTA 6 Online, they'll push it out as an update. You'll go in, you'll click on online, boom. I'm going to be real with you. I bet you they don't even have a standalone version off rip, just to let the people who own the base game trickle in first, and to try to strong arm people into buying the full game. That wouldn't surprise me at all if they say, we're going to give early access the first week to people who own the base game. We'll be launching a standalone version of GTA 6 Online in 7 days, 14 days. But what are they going to do? They're going to funnel everybody through the main game. They're going to make you buy the main game if you want, to get in early. That's also a great way of staggering who can get in. You know what I'm saying? You just open up the floodgates and it's like, yeah, it's $40, $50 or whatever. There's so many people that are probably going to be waiting to spend that 40 or 50. Right? Access to the Discord is free with a monthly membership. That's exactly right. That's perfect. Guys, memberships, emotes are free with the purchase of a membership. Yeah, that's right. That's good. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's how they do it. They'll roll out the online in that way. They'll give early access to people who own the base GTA 6 game. They'll launch a standalone for $40 or $50, like a week or two later, what have you. And what that does is that gives people an incentive to buy the full game, which is obviously, that's in their interest to get you to buy the full game. But then that also gives people the ability to just buy online if they want. They'll just do it later, would be my guess. You forget, Lona, the free monthly super chat. Yeah. You get a free monthly super chat to say hi to me. Yeah. It's like that line in Collateral where he's like, you killed him, and Tom Cruise is like, I didn't kill him, the bullets in the fall killed him. It's like, it's free. You just have to pay to get in. And once you've done that, it's free. You say you would have never bought GTA 5 if it wasn't included in PS Plus. You can't find where online is. Are you sure you even tried GTA? What do you mean? I went to the PlayStation Store and I typed GTA Online. I typed that, and GTA 5 popped up. There was no separate GTA Online SKU that I could see, and GTA 5 was included in Plus, so I just downloaded it. I didn't say that I never would have bought GTA 5. That's not a statement that I made today. I said that I didn't have to buy it. It was included in PS Plus. I was literally just describing the process by which I got into GTA Online. And I was like, I couldn't find the standalone SKU. Now, sometimes that's because PlayStation search is terrible. So that could literally be blamed on PlayStation. Sometimes when you literally go to search, that's all you can't find GTA Online. Let's see if I'll use Google. PlayStation. Yeah, there is a separate SKU. There is. I just found it. And when I searched, I'm telling you, when I searched on my actual PS5, I could not find this. It says I purchased it because I have GTA 5 downloaded and installed through PS Plus. But this currently is on sale for $10. And a single gifted comes in from Broken Earth. PlayStation search is useless sometimes. It can be literally terrible. You're like, it would be like going to the bakery and being like, do you guys have cupcakes? And they're like, we have cakes. No, you don't understand. You have cupcakes. We have cups for water. And you're like, oh my gosh, put the words together, man. You have cupcakes. And they're like, oh yeah, they're right over here. And another single gift that comes in from Broken Earth. Like, that's what PlayStation search feels like sometimes. Like, what are you doing? I knew reading comprehension was in the dumps, but y'all ain't even listening to the man. The drink is free with the purchase of this burger meal. That's right. Yeah. the soda's free, but you have to buy this cup. And then they go over and they're like, well, you said the soda was free. And they're like cupping their hands. You can find the separate SKUs if there is one on the game page. Oh, I bet you that's how you have to do it. I bet you. And they probably do that because there are people that would just give up and they would just pay for the game. You know what I mean? They'd be like, oh, well, this is GTA 5. Online's included. I'll just buy the game for $30 or whatever. I would not be surprised if they literally have the search preconditioned to do that. To like put layers between you and the cheaper option or what have you. That is insane. I just now noticed. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. 991K ratings. Holy cow. Is there a game on PlayStation that has 1 million ratings? Is there a game? Grand Theft Auto 5, does it have 1 million ratings? No, it's the same SKU of ratings, 991,000. We need to get 9,000 people to go rate GTA 5 or GTA Online on the PlayStation to be the first game ever to have 1 million user reviews on that on the platform. That's insane. That's insane, dude. Holy mackerel. I owe YouTube a member, by the way. Thank you, Broken Earth, for getting us to the first 25 of the week. Every 25, I gift one back. When you guys get to 500, you unlock a Saturday stream with Madam. You can make her play GTA Online this week if you can get the stretch. I will have the stretch goal set a little bit lower than usual. Not lower than usual. I'm sorry, lower than last week. Last week we had it set pretty high. All right, I'm going to enable this channel skin on purple. We're just sitting in some random directory now. You've never reviewed a game on console? Fortnite? Oh, does Fortnite have 1 million? It might. I've never actually looked. Fortnite PlayStation. I've looked up a lot of user scores on PlayStation before. Oh my gosh, never mind. 8 million. I didn't even think to check like another really popular game. I had just never seen a user score with that many people. Is there a roundtable this week? I believe there is one, yes. 8 million. That's freaking bonkers. You know what I mean? Lower than usual, that's basically a free stretch goal. 750? You think 750 is a free stretch goal? I was gone for a week. We came back. I came back last week. We couldn't hit it. I don't know. We'll see, Smooth Jazz. We will see. Anyways, we do also like to get those like milestones, guys. Try to get us 300 likes. So, yeah, there's been a lot of speculation about how they're going to roll out GTA 6 Online. And are there written reviews? They've added some written reviews, but most people just do the stars. That's what most people do. They just give it the stars and move on. You don't necessarily have to, like leave a written review for it to count. Like if that's what you're asking. So yeah. Check Minecraft. Oh yeah, Minecraft might have more. Yeah, that's true. If you guys are just tuning in, we've just been talking about GTA 6 and Online. We're speculating that GTA 6 Online will likely be sold separately. Minecraft only has 2 million reviews. Newer games are probably going to have more reviews. In any case, I think we've kind of landed on the conclusion that GTA 6 Online will be sold for $40 or $50, but it'll be included with the base game, right? Here's the thing. When do you think they're going to release it? Because my original feeling, based on rumors and things we were hearing, like, oh, they're going to try to launch the online pretty quickly. we had that leak that they were going to like try to do it in December. They were going to try and do it like a month after release. I had an awful lot of people in the comments on my video saying, oh no, they're going to launch this like 6 months later. They're not in any hurry to launch the online. I don't know how I feel about that for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, we know that GTA 5 DLC was basically shelved because the demand for GTA Online was insane. It was absolutely insane. Roblox only has 1.3 million reviews. Yeah, Fortnite's got 8 million. It might be the winner. So, like, they shelved GTA 5 DLC so that they could fully focus on GTA Online. Do you think they're going to have the same pattern with GTA 6? Are they going to say, no, we don't really feel the need to do any Grand Theft Auto 6 DLC? Now, if the speculation they're going to do something with Netflix with respect to like some kind of a prologue, some kind of a show, some kind of a thing, something on the wing, something, like if they end up doing something like that, it might add credence to the fact that they're wanting to put a little bit more emphasis this time around on story, on DLC. They might not want to just immediately jump ship to saying, oh yeah, we just, all we do now is the online. But if that's the moneymaker, you would think that's where they're going to go. They're going to follow the money. That's a good point about the DLC. the GTA 6 online undertaking, like from a technical standpoint, is going to be absurd. Like, I don't think it's going to be like a tack on that evolves over time. They've set their own bar to a certain extent, have they not? Like, they can't just come out with some side thing that they slowly build over time. It's got to be pretty robust when they release it. GTA 6 release will crater 5 online, though. I think they'll want to get 6 online out in decent time. That's really, really good. I didn't even think about that. That, like, just the existence of GTA 6's release will hurt the GTA Online numbers, and they're probably not going to want to deal with that for very long. You know, they got 4 million people logging in daily right now. They got to make over $4 billion to break even. I don't think they're going to struggle to make the money back, like, at all. They may have broken even. They may have broken even by the end of the year. You know what I mean? From all the pre-orders, all the Ultimate Editions, you know, who knows how many people get into the game and decide to upgrade after the fact because they're like, oh, I want to have access to all like the tattoos and stuff. So I don't think they're gonna struggle to break even whatsoever. But they may be considering like the moving parts of GTA Online is such a cash cow for them that if they take a noticeable hit in daily active engagement and money and all that spend that they're going to be getting from the regular logins of GTA Online, they're going to want to get GTA 6 Online out, I would imagine. It's going to be a massive undertaking. The map of GTA 6 is even larger than Red Dead 2. A map that size with a massive amount of content and will and whatnot will take a lot of work. No, they didn't know the budget's probably more like $2 billion. Whether or not it's $2 billion or $4 billion, I'm saying I think they make their money back in the first year. I don't think it's going to be that difficult for them to make their money back. The demand for this game. You also have to consider something. They're getting paid by Netflix. That's, it's going back into the kitty, isn't it? You know what I mean? I hope the cars aren't 20 in real cash or houses. When you're that big, you can avoid competing with yourself. Oh, you can't avoid competing with yourself. That's exactly right. GTA Online predictions. We're kind of making those predictions now. Like, are they going to sell it separately? I think they will sell it separately for $40 or $50. It'll be included in GTA 6 if you own the main game. But timing is the other aspect here that we're kind of discussing right now. Will they really, there was the one rumor that like, oh, it's going to be coming out, 30 days. It'll be 30 days later. I don't know about that. Apple lost all their iPod sales to their iPhone sales. I do think they're going to have a different map. A smaller one maybe. North Yankton or somewhere in Liberty City where they had Red Dead 1. Timing? Yeah. Yeah, the timing predictions are essentially, the question on the table is, when are they going to release it? That's the question on the table. Do they release it within the 30 days? There was that one rumor that said, yeah, it'll be coming out like 30 days later or whatever. And it's like, I don't know about that. It sounded really good at the time. Like, they're going to want to, I mean, what do you guys think? Everybody weigh in. Give me a time frame that you think GTA 6 online releases. 30 days, 3 months, 6 months. I mean, I personally was predicting, this is purely based off of Strauss Zelnick's commentary, that in the summer of next year it would be hitting PC. They were only going to wait about 6 months. And so some of you guys are saying June, some of you guys are saying early. Yandid says we get it before February. Faithful Fury is saying spring 27. Malice one saying Feb. 6 hours, says Hilly. I got a lot of 3 months and 6 months showing up. 3 months after the PC release. Now that's an interesting prediction. You think they prioritize getting it on PC before they launch online? Chat, what do you think of this prediction? Clutch Corey saying, Clutch Corey says, he thinks 3 months after the PC release. So his timeline is that at some point PC releases, but online is not out yet. I don't know if I agree with that. The online feature will release next year along with the PC. So G11 thinks it'll launch at the same time as PC. Because of the role play. So you don't think they're going to want to like test flight role play being baked into online on consoles first? Aren't those servers PC only, or is it console too? Well, this has been my assumption. This could be a bad assumption, but this has been my assumption. The reason they bought the role play company is they want to bake it into the game. So when I boot it up on my PlayStation, I can go into role play if I want. Same as the guys on PC. So we both are operating on presumption and assumption. Neither of us are wrong for doing that, because you're basing it off of the fact that, and I think this is a reasonable thing to do, you're saying, oh, well, I mean, the role play stuff is huge on PC, so therefore it'll maintain being on PC. They bought that company, so when they want to launch the online, they're going to want to have it on PC already. That's sort of like the logic of your position, which I think has harmony to it. I don't think there's anything wrong with thinking that way. I'm thinking of a completely different way. The reason they bought that role play company is because they're going to bake the role play into GTA Online, so anybody can do it regardless of PC versus console. Because what I don't think they're going to want to do is create this dichotomy of like, they know GTA Online is huge. They know they're going to have a huge amount of sales and a huge customer base. They don't want to tell that crazy big customer base on console that like, oh, the pinnacle of online that we've invested all this money in and we got all these role play, this role play company. Well, the pinnacle of that is on a different platform. Does that make sense? Like, I don't think they would do that. Now, again, I could be wrong, but that's my own personal thought. I thought they did with GTA 5. No, they waited for the PC release. Online came with it shortly after. No, online launched like 2 weeks after GTA 5 released, and it was a bit of a disaster. Now, to be fair, it was a lot more stripped down. It was a lot more simplistic. But GTA 5's online launched like 13 days after the release of the game. It was within like 2 weeks, basically, and it was a bit of a disaster. Mediocre Milton says it'll launch the same day as Horizon Hunter Gathering. That's right. The perpetual Horizon curse. GTA Online will launch the same day as Horizon Hunter's Gathering. That's right. Pretty much cementing the death of that game then I'll be totally okay with that. So then Guerrilla can go back to working on the third game, the third game in the trilogy. That was good. That was a good joke. I think GTA Online will be bigger than GTA 6 release itself, says Gangs. I think that's probably a fair guess. Malice One says, do you think Netflix is making a transition into live streaming video games, which will allow gamers to stream gameplay on Netflix? I would be really excited to see another streaming platform enter the fray. I don't know if Netflix wants to build that infrastructure. The ingest servers, it's super expensive. It's not a moneymaker. I hate to break this to you guys, but this thing that you're doing right now, watching me stream live, it absolutely is not a moneymaker. It isn't. It is extremely expensive. YouTube doesn't really like it all that much. They're trying to figure out ways to make it cheaper so that it can be more profitable. So I don't know if Netflix wants to enter that fray. I think Netflix is getting involved because there's going to be like, I think Netflix is going to have maybe like a prologue miniseries before GTA 6 comes out, so you can kind of know like, why is Lucia in prison? Who's Jason? How do they know each other? Blah, blah, blah. There could be then an ongoing sort of series that runs adjacent to the game. They could also consistently use Netflix for like big announcements and big events. What game is dead? Horizon is Gathering, I believe, when he says that game is already dead. I think that's what he's saying. So, GTA USA Online, same release day as PC 6 months later, says the Second Love. Here's why a lot of you guys are making that prediction. I'm going to tell you why I don't think that prediction happens. And while you guys are kind of coming in and listening or enjoying the show, if it's your first time ever being here on YouTube, I keep it safe for work. You can listen to me kind of like a gaming podcast. We cover all sorts of gaming news. Obviously, GTA 6 is going to get a lot of coverage, as well as more of me playing GTA Online. So if you kind of like what we're doing here today, be sure to hit subscribe so you can come back on another day. And also hit that like button. Try to get me to 300 likes very quickly, everybody. Double check that like count. So this is why I'm going to push back on people that are like, oh, online will launch the same day as PC. That is an undertaking for a company. That's almost like tying your shoes together to try to run fast. Like that is convoluted and backwards with respect to management of like people's expectations, servers, downloads. Like infrastructurally, that's catastrophic to do that. To be like, well, let's launch GTA 6 on PC the same day we flip the switch live on something that will likely be an unprecedented online launch. There will not be an MMO to rival this launch date. There won't be. I cannot imagine they would do that at the same time as pushing the game live on PC. So I get why people are thinking that the two are kind of holding hands, because much of the ongoing nature of GTA 5 Online has been with PC and with role-playing. So I get why you're sort of linking the two in your prediction. I don't think that they would do that. It would be insane. Like, infrastructurally and logistically, it would be insane to do that. It's like getting married and moving into the house on the same day. I mean, yeah, that's kind of an analogy. Yes, there's just too much. There's too much. It would be a huge. Just launching the online is going to be a Herculean effort to get it off the ground, and it to not be a disaster of like days of queues. It will be. I really think they're going to have, at some level, they're going to have technology specifically for this. Because your biggest problem typically is authentication servers. Like, PlayStation itself isn't built for this. Okay, the authentication servers are basically the servers that verify you purchased it, you owned it, you can go in and you can play it. Okay? Those servers, they tend to get overwhelmed on days like today because they're not built for this. It would be kind of like everybody using the side entrance to this big giant, like let's say there was a big concert at Radio City Music Hall or whatever, and they were doing a big concert or a big stand-up show with some famous comedian, and for whatever reason they were funneling everybody through a side entrance. The side entrance isn't built for that amount of people, so it would create a massive bottleneck and it would take forever to get everybody inside the building. In a similar way, like, authentication servers are not built for that. They're not built to have everybody at the exact same time trying to get into, open up said game. So the authentication servers are almost always your first bottleneck. They're like, oh, like they break under the pressure of everybody trying to get in. Your second bottleneck tends to be the game itself. You have everybody trying to get into a server. That server hits capacity. You got to bump into the next. And so forth and so forth. Capacity, bump into the next. Capacity, bump into the next. So it's like, how do you do that when at the exact same time, millions upon millions upon millions of people are all trying to get into the exact same time? Right? So at some level, the launch of GTA 6 Online will be something that we've never really seen before. We just haven't seen it. The level of demand, the number of people trying to log in simultaneously, none of these platforms are built for this. There could literally be an entire week of login queues before it settles down. That happened with Helldivers. Even a game like New World dealt with that for at least 48 hours. 48 to 72 hours. You just couldn't get in without waiting. It was virtually impossible. So, in a similar way, that right there is why I don't think they would launch it on PC the same day as launching GTA 6 Online. It would be an absurd undertaking. You're almost assuredly going to have massive problems if you do that. You're already going to have problems. I think you're going to have a week of people sitting in queues. You know, there'll be websites, there'll be Twitter accounts, there'll be people that give you like a daily update. Yep, average queue time for GTA Online right now is down to 35 minutes. You know, down to 31 minutes or what have you. It's going to be like that. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like that for an entire freaking week. How many servers for 50 million online first week? Yeah, it's uncharted territory. Like, scaling for this many people is absurd, because that's the other thing you have to remember is it won't be like that every single day. It won't be like that every single day. So they have to be careful. Like, you don't want to scale as if like that's what the turnout's going to be, you know, for you know, the entire first month. It'll be like that for the first couple of weeks. And then it'll settle into equilibrium. New World server architecture, all loads lead to Valhalla. Yeah. Literally could be a week-long region rollout. Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about a week-long region rollout. I had a problem with Diablo and the PoE 2 server login. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if when they roll it out, there's going to be guides on how to get in. People are going to be like, switch your region to this. It's the least populated region. That way you can just get in and get to grinding. You know, it's laggy, but at least you're in the game. There's going to be all kinds of issues like that. They don't even say you get online with GTA 6. Well, let's just ask the question, Paul. You pre-order and you get a month of GTA Plus. Come on. There's gonna be something with online with GTA 6 if they're interweaving it with GTA Plus at pre-order. What does GTA Plus even do for you in the single player game? Well, I'm asking that genuinely. What's it going to do? Is it going to give you stuff in the game, I'm assuming? Or are they just trying to interweave it from day one so that you, go and play GTA 5's online as well? I don't actually know why they would be doing that. Rockstar have enough servers. GTA Online runs like butter. How can I get access to the Discord? Use the Discord command !Discord, click on it, and then make sure your Discord and your Twitch account are linked. It's not about having enough servers, Yandid. It's about, the bottleneck is not that they don't have enough servers. The bottleneck is usually everybody's trying to get in the same door. Does that make sense? It's like the concert hall has enough seats for everybody who bought tickets, but everybody's trying to get through the same door, so it takes forever. Once you're through the door, there's a seat with your name on it. GTA Plus is access to GTA games with online perks. Yeah, why are they giving you a month of that with the pre-order of GTA 6? That was one of the things that I thought added credence to the fact that they would try to launch GTA 6 online a month after the release of the game. They're giving you 30 days of GTA Plus. And it's like, well, that'll expire right before GTA 6 Online comes out. And then they're going to be like, listen, let's consider something here. Maybe that's why they've had to delay it so many times. Maybe they've had to delay it so many times because the monstrosity of bandwidth required for this game is, if there's 2 lanes on this highway. They've got all these people working on the base game, and then they probably have a ton of people working on the online. Now, I'd have to ask Kiwi Talks, has he heard anything about that division of labor and bandwidth? Does he have any confirmation that for the last 13 years, there have been people working on GTA 6 Online? Like, I think it stands to reason that they're not going to start working on online like tomorrow or November the 20th. They had to have had people working on it this entire time, which means that could be related to the delays as much as the base game itself. Because I think they have to know the timing here is crucial. GTA Plus gives you 500,000 every month, and you get Rockstar games like Bully and Red Dead and more. Is GTA 6 going to have a new online mode, or will they just add a new map? That's another good question, Ken, that we don't know. I think it'll be its own thing. To play GTA 5 online, unlock GTA 6 stuff maybe. Not a terrible prediction. That's not a terrible prediction at all. That could totally be a part of this. Okay, I want to know right now, chat. Let's do a little on-the-fly poll. You can say, I want to know what you're more interested in. GTA 6, GTA 6 Online, or neither. So are you more interested in like the base game? That's just GTA 6. Are you more interested in GTA 6 Online or neither? Where are you right now with interest in the game? Yeah, you can put both. I'm sorry, 4 options. Both. You could kind of have equal interest. Red Rider says both in the Twitch chat. Paul says GTA 6 base. He put that in the members only Discord. Okay, I got GTA 6, GTA 6 Online. I got 2, 6 Online, GTA 6, both, neither. Thanks for being here, Hex. Anybody who puts neither is a gem. You're here and you're not even really interested in the games. So Hex and Sethians, you guys are gems. Genuinely both, the online, both. Story, GTA 6, GTA 6 base game, GTA 6. You guys have me sounding like Doc Dark in here. GTA 6. I'm just reading GTA 6 over and over again. Neither. Cardoc, Sethians, and Hex, and Ravenstorm. If you guys aren't even interested in the game and you support the show and you're here, you really are. You're gems. We need 10 more likes on YouTube. Make sure you guys have gone through the ritual of hitting the like button. I believe they delayed it so many times to let people get PS5s. Do you think that was the primary reason, low-key? You think the primary reason for the delay was like to saturate, to get more PS5s in circulation? I mean, there certainly are way more this year than last year. I mean, they've practically doubled the amount of game. Like, what was it last year? 60 to 70, and now it's like 90 something. So they were past the halfway point. to 100 million. And now they're knocking on the 100 million doorstep. I mean, they'll probably be at the 100 million doorstep when the game actually releases. I'm not even sure I'm going to buy the game, but if I did, it would be for the story. Just want to say I appreciate you, Reforge Gaming. I followed you a lot during Destiny 2. Sorry to change the subject. Oh, that's fine. If you found me since then, let all your Destiny buddies know I'm still around. I still do a Safer Work show. We're talking gaming news pretty much every day. How is Zelnick going to go to shareholders and say, we're going to delay a game, hoping another company can sell more consoles? Well, I don't think that was the primary reason. I was asking for some clarification. It could have been part, but that wouldn't be the reason. Like they want to get you want to get your product in the market as soon as it's ready. You don't want to just like arbitrarily, push things out. Pax Autocratica is out. Yeah, I was gonna check that game out. It's an FPS colony sim, roguelite FPS colony sim. It actually looks really, really cool. I'm hoping they can really nail early access and then land strong on console. It looks like a cool concept. A lot of the games this year have stopped making games for last gen. True. Lono hasn't been shying away from talking about the old Magic. Yeah, I don't. If you bring up that era of time, I'm happy to answer questions. I know a lot of people from the Destiny community still, think terrible things about me, but most people realize, the truth and that everything back then was, If you have questions, that's fair, but we've pretty much just moved into talking games every day and just trying to have a dope time. A lot of games this year. You're good. Okay. I was speculating if the GTA 6 delay wasn't just because of the base game. I'm operating on the assumption that this entire time they've been working on both. Like, let's just ask the questions to get to sort of let's just be logical about this. Question 1. Do you think prior to now they've done any development on GTA 6 Online? I think the obvious answer to that question is yes. They must have done something. They're not going to wait to work on GTA 6 Online until like November the 20th. Okay. So the follow-up question to that is, okay, so if they've done any development on GTA 6 Online up to this point, what would be their timeline for release? Well, you'd have to look at how long they've been working. This has been in development for a super, super long time. So it's like, I don't think that they're like, oh yeah, we're barely working on online, or, online's like a year away. I think online's going to be closer than people expect, which could be related to why they won't say a word about it. I think online is like 95% done. I wonder how many people are working on GTA 6. I mean, it's thousands of people. GTA 6 is gonna be bad. Oh, okay. So are you looking for streams about it to just share that opinion? Is that what you have to offer us? What's up with the Netflix 6-hour preview? I think it's tied to some kind of a show or something. Strauss Zelnick said it'll make sense. He's like, when it hits and it's live on Netflix, he's like, it'll make sense why we did this. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's what's going on. I don't think this is like, so, because if I'm Netflix, am I really going to spend a bucket of cash on a 6-hour exclusivity window that, let's be honest, it's going to be a nightmare to even maintain the semblance of exclusivity. It's going to be a nightmare. It's going to get recorded and put everywhere. It'll be on Reddit, 4chan, it'll be on TikTok. Kick and Rumble will probably have people streaming it. Twitch probably. Twitch is pretty good about smacking people down when it's an obvious copyright complaint from the copyright holder. So Netflix is going to be like probably on guard that day, slapping people down. YouTube, you won't even be able to publish the videos. They'll probably have the entirety of the extended look. So they'll just ID match it. They'll content match it and be like, you can't upload this right now. I just don't think it's going to be as good as 5. So you don't think that GTA 6 will be as good as 5? I mean, that's fine to be skeptical. GTA 5 came out 13 years ago. Do you really think it's so timeless that they can't outdo it 13 years later? Like, go back and play GTA 5, eyes wide open, with the expectation that you have in 2026 from video games. And you don't think they can outdo it? I think that's a very... I don't know what I would call that. I would say that's pretty pessimistic. I mean, I'm not saying that GTA 5 is bad by any stretch, but like, it's a 13-year-old game, brother. Like, GTA 5 isn't a massive bar? Right, like, is the base game of GTA 5 so monumental that you're like, they won't be able to outdo it? Do you think there's been games since that have outdone it, like just in open world quality or storytelling? I would say there's been some pretty amazing games since GTA 5 that have had excellent open worlds and excellent storytelling. I don't think that like GTA 5 is some unobtainable bar. Now, the substance, the scope, the size, the depth of content in GTA Online, that might be difficult to rival because they built it for 10 years. They added to it for 10 years. That will be difficult. Between the two Red Dead Redemptions, oh, you think they're better? I was going to say a lot of people would say Red Dead 2 is better, but you get into a subjectivity of better. That's why I'm just sticking to GTA 5 is 13 years old, brother. If you don't think that Rockstar can outdo that game, then let's pack it up and go home. GTA 5 isn't as good as a lot of people think. Playing it multiple times doesn't really live up to current standards the way Red Dead 2 will. Yeah, I think Red Dead ages better. I mean, I've seen the footage. I've played them both. Now, I played Red Dead way longer. I think Red Dead ages way better than GTA 5. But they're both monumental in their own context. GTA 5 is monumental in its context. But like, Red Dead has aged better. Red Dead 2 has aged better. Now, Red Dead is starting to finally show age. People are constantly acting like nothing looks better than Red Dead 2. Nothing looks better than Red Dead 2. I've seen some recent comparisons, and I'm like, you know what? To its credit, it's just now starting to show age. And it's like 8 years old. It was like 8 or 9 years old, and it's just now starting to show age. Couple of years ago, 4 years ago, it was still toe-to-toe with most games with respect to like character, writing, graphical fidelity. The character and the writing is pretty timeless. I don't think the characters and the writings will ever be viewed as like, inconsequential or dated. But like graphically, the world, the lighting, the textures, all of that, it's only recently finally started to show a little bit of age where you're like, oh, I can tell this is an older game. 4 or 5 years ago, you really couldn't tell. It was toe-to-toe with most of the early gen games, fairly easily holding its own. 6 should have a new online mode, but he did make it sound like GTA 5 Online won't go away. Oh, yeah, I covered that in, not in the show open. I covered that in yesterday's upload, Paul. He makes it clear that GTA 5 Online is going to continue. And do you want to know why? This is going to sound wild, but y'all know this is true. There are homies that'll never leave that game. There's a lot of people that are never going to leave that game. They're just going to stay. MMOs deal with this all the time. It can be extremely difficult to get people to leave what has become their third space, what has become their home. And I'm here to tell you, GTA 5 Online will make money and have a player base easily for another 5 years. No question. No question. Another 5 years, there'll be still people playing and still pumping money into it. 10 years from now, it'll probably have tapered down quite a bit. But 5 years from now, that thing's still kicking and still probably pretty lucrative for them. You know, uptake is the word. I couldn't think of the word. Upkeep and content may slow down a little bit, but they're still probably going to be pumping quite a bit into that game. It'll easily make money and have a very, very solid player base for another 5 years, no doubt. Does Grand Theft Auto 6 have any multiplayer modes or features? Grand Theft Auto 6 is a single-player experience. Yeah, Grand Theft Auto 6. That's a true statement. When Grand Theft Auto 5 launched, Paul, that would be a true statement as well. Grand Theft Auto 5 was a single-player experience at launch. They wouldn't have been like, it's a single-player experience. For now, you would have described Grand Theft Auto 5 at launch as a single-player experience. To be quite honest, it's not even Grand Theft Auto 5 online. It's Grand Theft Auto Online. It's not even that Grand Theft Auto 5 became an online game. They launched something within it, adjacent to it. But like Grand Theft Auto 5 is still, the base game is still a single-player experience. The online is separate and even given a separate name. So that would be like going into a Call of Duty and being like, this Call of Duty's campaign is single player, and then there's Arena, and Warzone is a battle royale. It's a separate experience, right? You'd have single player, Arena style, and then battle royale. Warzone is like this adjacent separate thing that just constantly gets updated. I think Grand Theft Auto Online, I think GTA Online is going to function in that way. It's just going to show up in GTA 6 one day, and it's just going to be GTA Online. I don't think it was always called GTA Online at the time. Well, whatever it was called, that's where we've arrived. Like, out of the box, you'd have been like, GTA 5 was a single-player experience. They 2 weeks later, they add in this multiplayer online stuff, and it wasn't that good, and people said that, you know, it didn't run that well, what have you. GTA 6 is a single-player experience. GTA Online can get added to it. It would just be like you would open up GTA 6, same way you do 5 now, and you would click on Online, and you would load into a completely separate thing. It would be like saying Ghost of Tsushima is a single-player experience, and then Legends came later and was like, this is a multiplayer side thing. Now you can get it included for free if you own Tsushima, or you can buy it separate if you want, right? So I don't think that like that frequently asked questions page that asks the question, does Grand Theft Auto 6 have any multiplayer modes or features? No, it doesn't. Not at launch, and potentially not really after. I mean, if they give you free access to online, that is still you launching into something else entirely. You're not like when you launch into GTA Online, you're not actually loading up GTA 5. You're launching this separate thing that sort of functions within, you know, pieces of that world that they obviously use to create the online experience. I think GTA 6 Online will be very similar. Separate name, separate SKU, included if you own the game, separate purchase if you don't, you know, 40 or 50 bucks, something to that effect would be my guess. I wonder if they'll let people transfer resources. That's another question that people are asking. If I had to guess, I would say no. No. Because you have to be very, very careful with these internal economies within games. You have to be very careful. And if you let people bring 10 years of stuff, money, whatever, behold my stuff. Like if you let people bring that into a brand new game and a brand new ecosystem, it can very quickly taint it. He said taint. No, it can, though. Like, I had a lot of people leave remarks on this, and they said they were really hoping for a clean slate. And I think there's advantages to a clean slate, both for the player, but also for the game itself. There's a huge advantage. Good morning, Melrose Mike. How are you? There's a lot of advantages to a clean start. Not just for the player, because then you get to kind of start fresh and, learn new systems, but also it can be really, really good for the game. Now, this might seem weird. A clean slate's also better for you because they don't have to legislate to absurd amounts of money, because you never want them having to legislate the grind to those hardcore players. You're going to make all of the more mid-lane players and the casual players, you're going to make them miserable if you have to legislate to people that are sitting on like an ocean of wealth. And you're like, well, we got to make it grindy and slow because all these people are going to come in with all this extra cash, capital, and money or whatever. It's going to throw off the internal, economy and gameplay loops and what have you. And it's like, well, okay, if you do that and you legislate to those people, you're going to be in bad shape. Because anybody who's not at their level and doesn't have that level of money, they are going to feel like this is terrible. Reading the history of GTA 5, I was wrong. It was always GTA Online. Oh, they always called it online. Okay, yeah. So I think it's its own entity, and I think it'll have its own version of launch within GTA 6. I think you'll boot the game up and you'll be like, there it is. I can go into online now, and they'll be, you'll be in Leonida. You'll be on that map. You'll be in that world. You'll create your own character within Leonida. You won't be Jason or Lucia, obviously. You'll be your own character. Do you think they will have a marketing deal with PlayStation that would benefit PlayStation Plus subscribers? Probably not. Probably not. I mean, they like GTA is just on PlayStation Plus right now, but it's a 13-year-old game. So I do think there is a relationship there where, PlayStation is probably extremely happy to have GTA 5 on PlayStation Plus right in the runway of GTA 6 coming out. There's probably a lot of people like myself that are downloading that, and then that's really good for your service because now people are associating the fact that like, oh, I got to play GTA 6 with my PlayStation Plus account. That's really, really good for sort of like neural alignments. Like they're going to align in their brain the fact that like PS Plus was how they got to play GTA 5 or GTA Online. GTA Online had 1 million for free every month until GTA 5 re-released on PS5. If you start right now, which I'll probably be doing more grinding today, and if you guys want to help, that's great. We're trying to kind of grow. We've done this before with games. We kind of try to grow a community around that game, not because like that's the game I'm going to play. I'm not writing that off as a possibility. But we've done this before where we kind of like foster a community around a game so members of this channel can have people to play with. We're going to do the same thing with GTA. Excuse me. So for the time being, I'll be playing GTA Online and playing with you guys maybe, or doing community game nights, or having Madam play for incentives and things like that, just to see if we can kind of foster that for y'all. So there is this sort of, we've always got something going on with games and game launches and new games. Now, if I end up landing in GTA Online for the next 14 weeks and really finding that it's an enjoyable experience more than I expected, that obviously changes some of my perspective on like what we might do. I did not expect to enjoy it. Excuse me. I did not expect to enjoy it to the degree that I did. I didn't. I also didn't expect to see so much content structured in a way where I'm like, oh, I could spend a lot of time in this. No, I did not play GTA 5 story. I did a long time ago for like an hour-long Twitch bounty, but excuse me, I've not touched it since. You could do community game nights where you do racing and other game modes within GTA. I would happily do that. I mean, we've got a pretty set schedule right now, but if you guys remember the days of Destiny, when something organic starts happening and people are jumping in and the Discord's popping and people are playing and people are coming together, that's a thing that can just happen with games. Like, it's not something that you can force. If that starts to happen with this game, then we'll definitely provide opportunities for you guys to, play together in the Discord or, play in community game nights here on the channel. You seem to like it more than I figured you would. Yeah, I didn't think that I would get down. I thought for sure I would have gotten an hour in and be like, yeah, this is kind of silly. I don't like this. And we barely scratched the surface. I have not done anything significant. I just saw the structure, the map, and all the stuff I could do, and I'm like, this is a dadgum MMO. Like, and that's why I made my video yesterday. I was like, this really, really changes my outlook on the online and why they're probably being one of the elements of my thesis is like, well, they're being silent about the online because it's their own legacy that they're at some level competing with. Like that's tough. That's tough. It's their own legacy. It's 10 years worth of work that currently is generating a ton of money, and they've got to come out with something that can pull people in. And again, the other thing they're dealing with is like, well, you got to pull people away from GTA 5 online, pull them into GTA 6 online, and then hopefully they're just as active and spend just as much money. You don't want to like crater the engagement with GTA 5 online and basically not recoup that engagement in GTA 6. Now, I don't think they're gonna struggle with that, but that has to be a pressure, and that's got to be something they're cognizant of like, if we crater our engagement with GTA 5 online, we've got to have that equal. So, if you like the idea of this, the sound of this, having a community of people you can play games with, even when I'm not streaming, the Discord is active. That's a great reason. If you guys are already a member, or you're using your Twitch Prime or whatever, and you're not in the Discord, you're missing out on a huge aspect of your membership. If you're not currently a member, try it out for a month. See if you like the people here. I'm looking forward to making $1 million in GTA 6 like I did in GTA 5. Well, now they give you like $4 million to get started. They literally start you out with $4 million and then make you buy stuff. They're like, buy this, buy this, buy this. They're having to like sort of, it's like they're trying to kind of basically jumpstart your GTA Online career. They have to. Back in 2013, if you had the Chrome adder, you were balling. Don't forget, Lono, the Discord is free with a sub. That's right. I think 6 Online will have to come out soon after the game launches because people won't want to go back to 5 after getting a taste of 6. That's very possible. And Siriu with the Prime on purple, thank you, pushing us past 25. If we want to be on pace for the week, we need to end the day at 100. That's another topic that I know we've debated to heck and back. But let me just give you sort of my perspective on playing GTA Online on Friday when I played it. It did not feel like a game from 2013. It did not look like a game from 2013. Okay? It looked like something from like 5 or 6 years ago. It's like, okay, this is like a really, really good 2019, like 2020 game. Really solid performance. I cannot imagine going from that 60 FPS. There's good lighting. There's good reflections. The game looks solid. I can't imagine going from that to 30. I just can't. I'm still very, very interested to see how they decide to couch that. You got 4 million people logging in every day. You know, how many of those people are playing in a context where the game looks and feels as good as I had? That's a tall order to sort of basically take them down a pretty significant performance peg in the new game. Do you think the Blood of Dawnwalker will be the same caliber with The Witcher? I don't know if it'll be the same caliber. I think it'll be very adjacent to it. K. Cole with 42 months. Let me add you to the total. Thank you, sir. Is 6 confirmed to be 30? A lot of people think it's going to be 30, yeah. Lot of people. They think it's going to be 30. That's why I keep saying, like, remember in this discussion, I had not played GTA Online, but I kept telling people, it's like they went back to their games and they updated them. They updated them. Red Dead 1 got an update. Excuse me, GTA 5 got an update. GTA Online does not look like a game from 2013. It looks like a game from about 5 or 6 years ago. We know they updated Red Dead 2. They just haven't pushed it out yet. I can't see doing all that, you know, and then shipping a game with that level of performance. I don't know. I think the pushback from people would be, well, they really push the tech. They really push the innovation. And then the lighting and the fidelity is so good, people will overlook the 30. And I think that's a fair pushback. I think that's totally fair, that people will be like, this game is insane, this game is, you know, unprecedented in the size and the scope, and then the people will say, you know, the graphics and the lighting look really good. I think that's fair pushback, that I'm looking at it and thinking it like along the other, you know, spectrum of, like, I can't imagine going from the experience I had in GTA Online the other day into a 30 FPS GTA 6. I genuinely can't imagine it. It would feel like an immense step back. Now, I know that's very, very specific to me. It's very specific to me, and that's fine. But I don't think I'm alone. I think a lot of people, and this is another dilemma that they have to face. They've brought a lot of attention to their old games and updating them. They just pushed out the Red Dead 1 thing, right? You're bringing a lot of attention to your games, and people are going back and playing them. A $20 super chat. That's a big super chat. Liquid says, if I was Rockstar, I would merge GTA 5 Online with GTA 6 Online. Like you said it, 13 years to get all that content out. And it would give the airport a real purpose, like flying between cities. Yeah, somebody brought that up this morning, like use the airport and you would like travel between the two. I think the question would be, if they do that and you go into Los Santos, it is going to look quite a bit different than what they're shooting for with GTA 6. And it's Miami, but not Miami, like Leonida. Like, graphically, is it going to be jarring? Is it going to be so different? Would they want to do that? I think there's advantages to doing it that way, but I think there's also disadvantages. Because what do you do with everybody's money? What do you do with how much time and stuff? And a 5-bomb comes in from Siege Master and gets us to 32 members on the week. Twitch not even a factor today. It's 29-3. Let's see what you got, Twitch. They would have to remake 5 and match it to GTA 6 enhancements and gameplay. That's what I'm saying. It would be kind of jarring. Well, just as it would be jarring to go from GTA Online, and it looks good, and it's 60, going into 30 would be pretty jarring. I don't know if they're going to want to blend those worlds like that. Didn't someone make a mod that uses the portal gun to jump in and out of different GTA games? I actually don't know. That sounds like something somebody would do. I don't want any connection between GTA 5 and GTA 6, as Sienna did. You know, Liquid doesn't just super chat. He jumps back in with 22 months of membership unless they upgraded the graphics to meet today's standards for GTA 5 Online. For sure. Here's why I don't know if they would do that. GTA 5 Online is doing very well right now. It's in lots of different places. Let that thing just kind of hum and do its thing. Having a GTA Online specific to 6, that you do the same thing. You would open up 6 and you would go in and you would open up online. Like it, but it would be like 6's version or whatever. I would think that's the way they would do it. I don't know how much work they would want to do fiddling with the one that's just kind of doing its thing right now. They won't abandon GTA 5 or just upgrade GTA 5 Online to GTA 6 because there are tens of millions on old hardware. That's kind of where I was going with that, Hattigan. Like, I don't know if they're going to want to mess with that spinning top. Warner Brothers Games revenue for quarter 2 jumped 45%. They are crediting the Lego Batman game for the massive increase. Yeah, it was a great game. You're betting 45 performance on the Pro, 45 FPS. I don't know about 45. They would just do the 40 mode, right? 40 FPS, 120 refresh, which doesn't do most people that much good. Most people are not on TVs or monitors. They're on 60 hertz televisions. Not all, but again, we're going, majority here. Majority of the consumers, that's where they're gaming. GTA 6 will make you start from scratch 100%, says Yana did. If they let you transfer stuff over from 5, there's no need for microtransactions. They would never do that. I just don't think enough people own 120 televisions. Yeah, I tend to agree with that. Having both onlines linked also messes with the money in the economy. Yeah, that's why I don't think they'll link them. I think they'll call it online, which is a little confusing, I guess. I mean, as we're talking about this, I think they've got some questions that need to be answered at that point, and that they're not going to answer them now, obviously. But I feel like a lot of these questions need to be answered. What are you even going to call it? To avoid confusion, if you call it GTA Online, a lot of people are going to say, now, hey, wait a minute. This is the name of the game. Hip Hop Gamer is saying Grand Theft Auto 6 new details you didn't know. He says, I attended a Netflix gaming event earlier this year. Please listen to this interview clip till the end. He says the car combat details and fighting mechanics in Grand Theft Auto 6 are next level. He says launching film campaigns and stories inside GTA 6 will be bigger than what we saw with Sinners in Fortnite. Get ready. Grand Theft Auto 6 is not just a game. It's next generation of invested engagement for all things entertainment. Lastly, if you think the Netflix deal is crazy, you have no idea how this campaign is about to roll out. Get ready. There's so much more. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like he went to an event and heard a lot of whispers. He heard a lot of whispers of things that we speculated about today. Creators were updating the YouTube partner terms today to better match how audiences watch and to bring you new ways to earn. To avoid gaps in earnings, review and accept it by January 31st. I don't understand. Is this a real Team YouTube post? Another $20 super chat from Liquid says, I played GTA 5 online from the jump And back then, it was hard to make money. They definitely didn't want the content they have now. Oh, they didn't have the content they have now. I guess they would have to have a little more content from the beginning for GTA 6 Online. Well, so yeah, my video last night, I kind of talked about that. Like a little bit. So, if they try to rival what they have now, number one, that's not reasonable. It's not reasonable to be like, well, you better have the same amount of content that's in a game that you added to for 10 years. Okay? That's not conceivable. Secondly, it would be too much anyway. Like, do you really want to step into a brand new online experience and basically get buried? Like, so the experience that I had where I almost felt buried, I almost felt overwhelmed. Well, you don't necessarily want people feeling that day one. It's okay for a late adopter to feel that a decade after your game has been out. It's okay because it's like, listen, man, you're kind of late to the party. But you don't necessarily want to launch that way. You know, like, surprise, mother... And you're like, here is 10 years worth of content. So, like, I don't think it's logistically sensible for them to even try to do that because it would be too much content. And secondly, I don't think it would be, like, experientially beneficial for the consumer to be like, yeah, dude, let me check out this GTA 6 on... Like, holy crap, there's 10 years worth of content here. That I don't think that would be ideal for the company or for the consumer. I think it would end up being a bad... There's such a thing as like too much of a good thing, right? That would be way, way too much stuff for them to build, but also for the consumer to even like conceivably engage with. They probably have years of content ready to roll out. Yeah, that's a good point. Even if they have years of content, they're not going to put it in there day one. They're not. They're going to roll it out. They're not going to be like, yeah, here's 3 or 4 years worth of content. No. They'll give you enough content to really last you for 3 months. You know. And then there'll be more. And then there'll be updates, right? And something they've got to consider, I think this is an enormous challenge for all live service games. You've got to consider your onboarding for new or returning players. Like, what are you going to do with new and returning players? You know? The YouTube Partner Program is getting things like revenue sharing for Premium Lite, new shorts incentives, and an updated entry threshold for ads and premium revenue sharing. But what does it mean for your channels? It would be super, super great if you could make it a lot easier for me to like launch secondary channels and have them be monetized. It's so difficult. It's like we have other channel ideas and other things we could do, but when you launch the new channel and it's not monetized, it's like we know how the platform treats that content, and you're also not really motivated. Like, do you really want me making... I don't want to make content for... You know what I mean? Do you want to make a bunch of content for nothing? Like, no. Most people are not going to do that. It'd be great if they changed that. It sounds like they might be lowering 2 million short views in 90 days for entry into YouTube Partner. Yeah. It sounds like they're targeting making it easier for people with shorts channels to get monetized. They're not necessarily doing something for someone like me who might want a secondary channel for like uploads or something. I actually want the hard grind to start first, and then we get our first heists. Talos says, either way, it'll be generational, and we haven't seen gameplay. We have no clue what the game looks like. I think we're going to know very soon. We're going to know in about 17 days what this thing's going to look like when you're actually playing. It seems like allowing creators to start their own networks with different channels is a no-brainer. That was an idea that I saw prototyped, and it's never come to be, Fozzie. I don't get it at all. It's so bizarre. It's super, super bizarre. The people that are here right now, and you guys love this live show, like this is primarily what I do, you're a very different type of viewer than someone that's going to scroll through shorts. And they're a very different type of viewer than someone that's going to watch a 30-minute, mini docu-narrated video about gaming, right? These are very, very different users, and it's virtually impossible to satisfy everybody. It's very, very difficult because you're different types of people and you have different types of entertainment desires, and I can create content for all three types of persons. And there are people who like all three content pieces, but you're still going to have a trend within your behavior. You're going to have a thing where you primarily plant your flag in shorts, uploads, or live. Jack says, you don't know that. The Netflix showcase could be episodic cutscene to prologue the game with no gameplay preview. Here's why that doesn't look. Here's how that doesn't work. Lie to me and tell me there's a 0% chance of that happening. I think the percentage chance of that happening is so low because they're calling it a GTA 6 extended look. Because they're calling it an extended look, like, that communicates something. I don't think you say, oh, we're doing a GTA 6 extended look, and then it's a dadgum show or a prologue or something like that. Do you see? I get why people might be skeptical, and maybe they're not wanting to like buy in too quickly or too early. Like they don't necessarily want to, they don't want to feel like they're getting too excited too early. But it's also like, I cannot imagine being like, hey, we're going to do an extended look, and then they don't show any gameplay. You want a full simulation GTA 6? If you want arcadey, buy a shark card. Yeah, I don't know how sharp that dichotomy will be. But if I could bet a Benjamin on that happening, I would. I just hope GTA 6 Online gives us full crossplay. I want to be able to play on my PC when it launches for PC with my Xbox and PS5 buddies. Full crossplay and cross progression. Oh yeah, you want both. Well, understandably, you want both, because if you are going to, if you're going to like buy the game on console and grind and get a bunch of stuff and get a bunch of, get your cash flow up and stuff, you're going to want to take that with you onto PC. That's completely understandable. So, yeah. I understand wanting cross-play. I understand running cross-save. I could definitely see cross-play. I think it would be good if cross-play is going forward sort of considered a standard, where that's just, I think it's fair for people to expect that going forward for online games. But I would also understand a game of this size and scope not actually having cross-play at jump. Like, I could see crossplay coming later, because like infrastructurally it could be a big challenge. They don't need that many moving parts, at launch. Does that make sense? Like, it's already going to be a gargantuan undertaking to get the game off the ground. It's already going to be huge. It's going to be an enormous undertaking to get this game off the ground, to get the online up and running. It launching with crossplay, I could see them staggering that. I could 100% see them saying, yeah, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to roll out we're gonna roll out the cross play later, just because of the complexities of what it means, you know, and how it can just lead to problems. I feel like there's been games that have done that recently, where like they launch and cross play's not live at launch. Some of that's because it's just like, why would we bother trying to, you know, troubleshoot for that in the event of you know, all of the various instabilities that come with online gaming, especially at launch, because you have a lot of moving parts. You've got your authentication servers, you've got the servers where people are just playing, you know, you've got different modes. You got to try to match make people into different modes. You don't want there to be high ping. You know, there's a lot of elements at play. So a lot of times crossplay gets staggered. Yeah, this happened earlier. I'm now having to schedule streams twice. It's a wonderful experience to have to go through the flow of scheduling a stream 2 entire times. It's wonderful. It's a good thing I have everything typed up so I can just copy and paste. But it is still just like, I don't know what YouTube has done to the workflow of scheduling a stream. I get to the end and it just says something went wrong and I have to do it again. I have to do the whole process again. It doesn't like spin and sit and try again. It literally gets stuck. Oh no, I'm sorry, not stuck. It just kicks me out. It's like it just kicks me out and says that it failed, which is a real joy. Let's see here. Did it pick the right one? Yes, the 2013 version is the right one. Okay, let's try this one more time. Subscribers, public. That one went through. Yeah, you just had to do the whole thing over. It's not like it's like, oh, try again, or oh, we'll try again. It's just straight up like, it failed. And you're like, huh? And like, you got to go through the whole process again. So we'll be doing that in about 30 minutes, but I'm going to need a quickest of breaks. So don't go anywhere. Hit like, hit subscribe, do all the things. I'll be right back. I'm back. A little bit of a break there, sorry. Okay. Yo, Petrov, thanks so much for using your Prime. Says, 1 Prime for you. Thank you very much. Somebody says, a majority of the PC rigs aren't even up with current gen. Yeah, I mean, that is obviously a question for any game that is pushing any kind of tech or demand. This is what's interesting, actually. You bringing that up is something that's interesting that I hadn't really considered until right now. And people keep insisting that, you know, GTA 6 is going to run bad or maybe not run bad. It's going to be 30 FPS even on the Pro. Well, then what does that mean for most of the PC audience then? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if we look at the stats, if we listen to what the guy from Valve said about the Steam machine, I guess that's the question then. Like, what? Everybody is... It's always funny to me that people that don't even like the Pro or have a Pro, they seem very concerned with its performance. I mean, I would be maybe more concerned about all of the people that are on, like, the most common threshold of PC and down. Thank you, Chrono, for the raid. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I'd be more concerned about that. Rockstar reposted an artist album? Huh? GTA 6 songs confirmed. Michael Beebe and Kedema join forces to deliver one of club culture's most sought-after releases, Mystery of Raw. August 14th, pre-save now. Circo Loco Records. So, Circo Loco Records is a partnership between Circo Loco Ibiza and Rockstar Games supporting global underground dance music in the physical and digital worlds. So it seems to me we're seeing another intersection between what will likely be something between the games. So this is the label here, Circo Loco, which is Circo Loco Ibiza is not like a super followed Twitter account, but they're in conjunction with Rockstar, so it's very possible that they're working on something that will then end up being in like the soundtrack, because Rockstar retweeted this. And the Rockstar logo is next to Circo Loco Records. So yeah, there's definitely something going on here between. I don't know that. Had they already been doing anything with this record label within GTA Online or GTA 5 right now? AOZ says PC gamers fight hard for games because there's no guarantee certain games will ever come to the PC ecosystem. Yeah, I suppose. Looks like they will partner with this record to have their songs played in both GTA 6 and nightclubs. Rockstar co-founded Circo Loco Records back in 2021. Yeah, so it seems to me like they're showing more signs of the interchange between like the various media that's available and GTA 6. Oh, hang on. I can probably end this. Okay, the channel skin is over. Hang on 1 second. We had a channel skin today for... Let me start the streamer red ad. An ad is running our channel. Please try again later. Okay, there must be an ad running because I have auto ads on Twitch. Okay. So This stream and segment and the channel skin was provided by OOC. It's an interactive storytelling platform where users create and play their own anime story. So this is something new. I'd never heard of this before. It showed up on the Twitch sponsorship avenue. And the story that you write and choose unfolds before your eyes through real-time AI illustrations. And you can use, there's a link. You can download it for free. Let me give you guys the actual link here in the Twitch chat. We don't necessarily, I don't have to put it in the other stream. Let's see here. So they're going for storytelling beyond imagination. It's beyond a typical romance-focused chat. It lets users feel like the main character of a game, novel, or story. So this is probably one of the iterations. I've seen a lot of this in my inbox about like people, companies are trying to use, various AI libraries and AI protocols to create like experiences. And this seems to be like something new that they're bringing literally to the Twitch platform. So you can like actually do this like right on Twitch. So what they're going for here too is long-term memory technology that accumulates character, personas, relationships, and world states. So settings hold up across thousands of turns. A dark fantasy stays dark. A high school comedy would stay witty. So like if you're establishing like the rules and the boundaries or whatever, that would be remembered. Like if you've ever used any of these models to like help you maybe outline something, maybe research something, you can sometimes tell these models to like commit something to memory. It sounds like this is sort of built to do that from the beginning. So it is free to start. They say no paywall to chat. So free to start. So there's probably some type of monetization after the fact. Basic model, you can chat with characters in the character tab. It's completely free and unlimited. There's no per message charges, no subscription required to keep the conversation going. So there's a story mode which will have illustrated stories. It'll use credits, but viewers receive 300 free credits. Okay, so like any of the other models that are out there, eventually you are going to have to start paying credits to utilize this if you want to engage with it. So this is something that they've brought. I've never seen anything like this, but they brought it to Twitch, and they are running sponsorships and channel skins on channels right now. So it's not something that everybody is into, everybody wants to do, but it is available, and it's called OOC. They even have a directory for it on the Twitch platform if you would like to do it. I hope they launch GTA 6 app, which will have lore, radio stations, and soundtrack. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ideas that we even have about going sort of in that game and being able to sort of create our own thing within it. I mean, I think there's a lot of ideas cropping up. I mean, the thing that we're running a sponsorship for right now, we ran a channel skin for now on Twitch. I think there's this like growing desire for like emergent stories, whether you do that through role play, whether you do that through an MMO, whether you do that online or what have you. I think there's a lot of room for growth there and creativity, as opposed to playing like a bespoke story that's scripted. So that's obviously the difference between like playing something single player and playing something online, where you have sort of like this freedom, to tell your own story. I think we'll probably see more and more of that as time goes on, for sure. The question is like which games are going to offer like sort of like the best playground, the best levels of freedom, because I've consistently felt as if more and more people get in sort of a weird place with some of the new tech that's out there. I think as long as the tech is leveraged in a good way, I think there's great ways to see this implemented within games themselves. Whether it's the NPCs, side quests, side stories, I think there's a lot of things that you could see come to certain games that maybe couldn't have happened before. I know that like procedural gen is one of maybe the first instances where we could see this maybe implemented in ways that we haven't fully seen, like the coalescence of that. Like, what's procedural gen going to look like when you combine it with these sort of like, you know, machine learning libraries and things like that. So there could certainly be a lot of potential room there. So, and I don't even know if within GTA 6 are they going to offer anything, you know, within that realm. Like, is it going to have stuff? They seem to not want to do anything with it. That seems to be the general vibe, that they have answered a lot of questions about that and been like, we're not doing anything with Gen AI. So it's going to happen. I mean, yeah, there's definitely going to be games that do it for sure. Utilizing elements of AI and machine learning within the game itself. A little off topic, but I played Mortal Shell 2 beta and it's great. I've definitely heard a lot of people saying that. I've had a lot of people say that they didn't like Mortal Shell 1 and they liked the Mortal Shell 2 beta. I think my issue with those games is I've really lost the palate for them. Like, I don't really enjoy I don't really enjoy games where you could conceivably get stuck on like a boss for, you know, multiple evenings. Come on, you got to give us a station ID. We don't know if we're even going to be able to do that. Like 101.3, the frick. Like, you know, we're throwing that idea around. Like having a radio station in GTA 6 is certainly a possibility. But I think there's a distinct possibility that we could create some pretty fun stuff inside the game itself. I think there's a lot of opportunities there. This kind of went under the radar, says Legacy Killa. Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick, speaking to GamesBeat, sees future growth in gaming happening and is even excited for new ways to monetize their audience. There's just no way GTA 6 Online is going to be consumer-friendly, LOL. GamesBeat says, do you think it can push deeper into mass culture? Zelnick says, undoubtedly. I think we're scratching the surface still, both in terms of the size of the audience and the monetization of that audience. Yeah, I mean, I understand where Legacy Killa is coming from, but I think I'm just sort of getting off of the perpetual pessimistic negative wavelength. Like, I read that and I'm just like, okay. Like, I don't even feel like having a disagreement with it. I'm like, oh, you think they're going to be anti-consumer? Okay, cool. Like, that's the end of the conversation for me. It's like, I don't feel like having a discussion with that premise or that idea. It's just, it was all so boring. It's just boring at this point. Just the constant pessimistic, everything sucks, everything's anti-consumer. I've just kind of gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, sure. Like, oh, yeah, that you can think that, presume that, and assume that. I don't really have any desire to have a rebuttal. I'm just, all right. I don't know. Like, it feels like every game, every topic, every facet of gaming now, that's what it goes through that sifting bowl of how do we invoke buzzwords like anti-consumer or greed or money grab, cash grab. Like, I don't know. Like, it's not even, it's like, again, you're fine to have that opinion. I just feel like we've gotten to that point where I'm so exhausted by it. I'm like, okay. All right, yeah. It's gonna be bad and awful. Sure. You know, I don't know. It's one thing to have the energy to do it. It's another thing to have the energy to engage with it. And I feel like I've run out. Like I've run out of the energy to engage with it. I'm just like, if that's what you think, okay, cool, great. I'm not engaging with that now. I'm okay, cool, sweet, all right. Like people came in this morning, I was like, if you want to be a wet blanket, I mean, by all means, you know. And then I just kind of moved on. That's like 90% of YouTubers now. You're one of the few that actually logically thinks things through. Like, if that's someone's genuine viewpoint, that's fine. Like, you can make the content, you can make the tweets, you can make the videos. That's totally fine. I've like hit my life quota. I'm like, oh, okay. You know? What's good, Destin? How are you? I don't know. There are definitely things that I can be critical of and be pessimistic about, but like I don't know. I'm the anti-pro consumer thing. It gets thrown around a lot. Yeah, I watched an entire video where he kept invoking that Destiny 2 had been shut down, and I was like, I don't know. I was just like kind of confused. I was like, it's shut down? But it's still running. Like they're no longer adding new content, but that doesn't mean it's shut down. Like they didn't shut the servers down or something. I don't know. And then I watched another one this morning about Ghost of Yote, and to substantiate his points, he kept misrepresenting the story elements of Yote, and I was like, okay. I don't know. It's just interesting to me. It's like premise. I am angry. Support. How do I support premise? You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like that's kind of this weird ethos that we're in right now. Slightly off topic, it's good you didn't finish Halo Campaign Evolved. Ackman finished it on his stream, and the AI of the Flood is absolutely broken. It doesn't seem to be doing all that well. Doesn't seem to be aging very well. Seems like there's a lot they've got to kind of work on. Seems like it didn't sell very well. Fans aren't too happy because they're like, you took it over there and it didn't even really make a lot of sales. I was worried that it was going to be similar to Gears Reloaded, where like you took something that there wasn't going to be high demand for, and then you're going to use that as like an indictment of the franchise or something. I don't know. I logged on to Twitter and I saw people were upset that the Obsession character was going to be walked around in the theme park and that GTA airing on Netflix was evil, and I logged back off. Yeah, I mean, it's contextual to this discussion. Like, I saw people saying that putting the GTA 6 extended look on Netflix was anti-consumer. And I was like, huh? Like, I feel like we've just kind of gotten to that point where I don't like label thing with most extreme, like, you don't like that they're going to Netflix first. Like, okay, but like anti-consumer, what? It's an extended look. It's a piece of marketing that you don't have to spend any money on. You can just wait and then it'll be on YouTube. Like, if you want to see a movie when it comes out, you have to go to the theater, right? You can't be like, oh, I want to watch it on my TV. No, you got to go to the theater. Well, it's anti-consumer. What? Like, but I know people's pushback would be like, well, it's an extended look, it's a trailer, why put it, behind the subscription fee or whatever? And I'm like, that's been a common trope within movie theaters, is like, they'll be like, oh, hey, there's going to be a such and such sneak peek trailer if you go see this movie, right? And that's the only place you can see the trailer. And then a day later or 2 days later, the trailer's everywhere. Yeah, just wait 6 hours. Right. Like, I'm like, I don't know. I said it once. I was responding to something Mighty Keith said, and I just said their anger is a precondition. And I feel like that is the best descriptor I've come up with. It's like the emotional state of our time. It's not just anger. It's anger as a precondition. It's like they're already angry before they arrive at the news. I don't know. It's interesting to me. Ginger says they can wait 6 hours. If it was like 6 years, sure, but waiting 6 hours? Okay. So right now, sometimes when like like the Mando and Grogu or like other Marvel movies and stuff, whenever they come to streaming, you have to rent them or buy them before they hit Disney Plus, right? That, it's Disney maximizing the product's profitability. A lot of people worked on that project or whatever. CJB Demand, thank you so much for 9 months on Twitch. I didn't realize I wasn't subbed anymore until I saw the ad. Well, thank you so much. We're 15 away from the next milestone. The Avengers Endgame added scenes being re-released. Huh? What are they doing with that? I've not heard of that. So yeah, I don't know. There's just this weird undercurrent of entitlement now where like nobody is allowed to put money between you and the thing. Nobody's allowed to do that. Somebody makes a thing, someone has massive demand for their thing, and they want to put between you and said thing, they want to put money between you and the thing. And people get really upset like they're entitled to it. I don't know. I don't get it. Saying about the subscription fee. Netflix and Rockstar don't care about that. I actually think Netflix probably hopes to get some bump in subs that day. Like, you want to think about impulse purchase, right? People will be dying to watch it and rewatch it uninterrupted, and if it's showing up in different places and then getting taken down, wait, Mortal Shell 2 is talking about difficulty. This was literally the thing. I was actually curious about this. Is there any kind of a difficulty setting in the game? They have a tweet right here about that very thing.
With the help of special items, reducing game difficulty with the Slayer Seal. The Slayer Seal makes you a force to be reckoned with, and among other things, lets you regain resolve and health by executing your enemies with powerful riposte attacks. But be aware, using the Slayer Seal disables achievements. Increasing game difficulty with the Gloombound Flame. For those seeking...
So, it disables... Equipping the Slayer Seal will disable achievements on this save file. That's crazy. Huh. That's actually really interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen being like, here's an item in the game to make it easier, but we're going to disable achievements. Like, wow, okay. It's not nearly as punishing as I thought. Well, in a beta, but what about when you get farther? You know what I mean? On September 25th, Avengers Endgame Encore is getting released in theaters, if I recall. It features about 7 miniatures of new content, including a custom intro, bonus scenes, and a revised ending or post-credit sequence. Huh. It's like putting in a cheat code. It disabled achievements or trophies. Yeah, I don't know if I've seen a game put an item in the game, and when you use the item, they disable the achievements. That's interesting to me. I get, like, if you have an achievement for beating the game on hard, you're not going to get that achievement when you beat the game on easy. So I understand certain achievements being not accessible, but straight up turning them off. for an item is interesting. They better not add a difficulty setting. More and more games, I think, are entertaining the idea of a difficulty setting. Like, I liked that first Berserker Kazan did it, and then Lies of P did it. I don't know if what they described is good enough for me to be like, oh, I'm going to go play Mortal Shell 2 now. Because I know I'll get about halfway through the game, the difficulty will ramp up, and then I just don't have the temperament for it. I just get annoyed. I just get angry. We used to call it a cheat, and yes, it should disable achievements. I don't think that's an equivalency to somebody putting an item in the game. Like when they put the rings in Final Fantasy 16, I don't think that's equivalent to a cheat. That's something they put in the game if people wanted to use it. They had like auto parry. What was the other one? Like auto combo. There were a couple of things you could do in Final Fantasy 16. I don't know if I consider that to be equal to using a cheat. Especially when the developer puts it there themselves, right? Like, and then disabling the trophies. I don't know why you just wouldn't have a trophy for normal difficulty and for hard difficulty. So then, like, the true completionist, the true person going for the platinum or what have you, they can actually get it. And the guy that played it, like, for example, when I played first Berserker Kazan on beginner, because I just liked the look and feel of the game and I liked the parries. And that game, you still had to kind of be on your A game. You couldn't button mash your way through it. Well, I would be totally okay with being like, you can't platinum it because there's trophies reserved for the people who play it at the harder difficulties. I think that's totally fine. But like turning on easy mode or like equipping an item that they've put in the game and being like, we've completely disabled trophies. I'm like, I don't have a problem with the decision. It just feels like an extreme decision. Does that make sense? It's like, I think there's a better way to approach it. Like my preference would be to say, because I think this actually honors your achievement to a greater degree if you've played the game on hard or normal or what have you. I think it's more honoring to your achievements to be like, well, you can get the platinum and they can't. Just straight up turning off the trophies entirely. It's like, okay, I want to elevate the achievement of the guy that gets the platinum or like elevate the achievement of the guy who got it on hard. I think elevating that makes more sense than just taking away from people who might use an item or might opt for, story mode difficulty or something. I think it makes more sense to uplift the people that did the extra stuff and give you more than to take away from the person that did less. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like your achievement is more codified that way, as like, hey, that guy played the game on hard. That guy did all the extra stuff. Does that make sense? Like I'm elevating your achievement higher by doing it in that way. I got this achievement. I did it on legendary difficult. Yeah, like an achievement for like completing a remix mission without dying, or completing a game at legendary, or completing a game at hard. I want to see that person given an extra, like, elevated achievement, because then that's something that you can, like, say, hey, I did this thing. Look, instead of like, oh, everybody beat the game gets the same thing, but these scrubs that beat it on easy get nothing. I don't think that elevates your achievement as much. Does that make sense? So, I like the idea of the person that goes the distance and does the extra hard thing. I like the idea of them getting a pretty cool and rare achievement or trophy or maybe item in the game or something. I think that's dope when you do that for people. Because I'm not doing it. Does that make sense? Like, I like the idea of the person that went further being able to kind of show that off. Kind of like in an MMO, or like in a light MMO like Destiny, where like if you got the raid armor, you could go to the tower and people would be like, oh dang, that guy did the raid. Or like when you would do the nightfall and like your head would be like glowing. You got something extra for that, for doing that thing. And I think that's something that we've kind of lost maybe. So, like, I think that might be a way, if you decide to implement difficulty settings, that could be a way of saying, hey, we want to make sure and give you more of a nod and more of a badge of honor for doing the really difficult thing or whatever. Like specific titles from fighting Warframe super bosses. Yeah, stuff like that. I like that. There's something about that I find appealing. Saying, it's kind of like how I've said before, how like there's two ways to change player behavior. You can be punitive and restrictive, right? Or you can incentivize. I like the idea of rewarding and incentivizing somebody, saying, hey, you did this on the harder difficulty. Instead of being like, nah, like gatekeeping, like, well, you played it on easy, you get nothing. It's like, no, like, give the guys the hard stuff or the more challenging stuff, give them something extra. That's dope. You know? A $5 super chat from Yelix says, Crimson Desert is a good game, but it felt empty to some extent, and when it first launched, it was kind of junky. Overall, it's not my favorite. It's basically a single-player MMO, and it did have a lot of issues at launch. Some of the more ardent fans of that game tend to act as if there was minimal or no problems at launch. I don't find that to be an accurate summary of what happened. It was noticeably bad on the base consoles. Performance, graphics, it was not good, and they didn't want anybody to see it. They were they hid the console gameplay. They wouldn't let anybody see it. They were very, very strange. And it became, for whatever reason, like a cultural fever bed of, if they wanted the game to like stick it to the whoever. And so people defended it in a way that I found to be just unhelpful. So I applaud the devs for all of their work and for fixing the problems. And making the game look and run so significantly better. I applaud them for doing that, especially for the people on console that can't refund games. But, yeah, I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that it's empty. I don't think he's saying it is empty. I think he's saying it felt empty to some extent, which the feeling of emptiness can happen even in a game that's stuffed to the gills. Does that make sense? You can play a game that mathematically is stuffed and has a stupid amount of content, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't feel empty. Does that make sense? I think his choice of words is probably pretty important. It felt empty. You know? A game can feel lifeless, dull, empty. It can feel a certain kind of way when when you're playing it and you feel like maybe there's hollow. Jack Garland with the $5 super chat says, here, let's top off the super chat goal. Who's going to make it rain confetti? We're one away. Breath of the Wild felt empty at times, but it has to do it. Yeah, that's intentional, right? After you play Crimson Desert for a while, enemies start to become hard to find. That may be what he means. Shallow. You guys are using a lot of words that are kind of synonyms of empty, right? Reward claimed. Thank you for playing GTA Online. Your reward for logging in between August 6th and 12th. Oh, I should have been logging in over the weekend. I'm a dummy. I should have been logging in over the weekend. I'm an idiot. Select to choose where you want to enter free mode. I've not logged back in to necessarily understand where I should start. They added recurring blockaded, which helped. Jack Garland says, anybody? He says, let's make Lono. Do you want to alter your character's appearance? No. Death March trophy is my proudest achievement on Witcher 3. Wide as an ocean and deep as a puddle. Well, right. Like, you could be on a cruise and be in the middle of the dadgum ocean. Congratulations, you've been awarded... Is that 150 million or 15 million? Or is it 1.5 million? I can't tell. There's so many daggum zeros. They gave me a bunch for being in Rockstar promotions or something. Just adding to the synonyms. Yeah. It sounds like he had good reasons to feel like, yeah, the game had like an empty feel to it, maybe. You know? Sword and Story gang here. Okay, I'm trying to get into the game now. What is it now? Purchase additional art studio room. What? I don't want to. Okay, hang on. I need to make sure it's let's see. Options. Where's the thing that I did? Matchmaking closed. Oh, no, this is it. Find new session. Invite only session, yeah. Just so we don't get messed with when I'm just, you know, standing around or playing or whatever. Yeah, wide open, deep in the puddle isn't really accurate for Crimson Desert either. Can't agree with that. Now more than ever, they've added things. Could it be though, that we've all played open world games, right? And in playing those open world games, they can feel incredibly hollow. And one of the reasons they can feel incredibly hollow is it's a lot of repetition, right? I'm not saying this is true of Crimson Desert. I'm just saying that could be why somebody feels that way. Somebody might feel like, well, dadgum, like, everything I do, I've already done 8 times over. And so you end up kind of feeling like, yeah, you got a lot to do here, but I've done similar activities or adjacent activities like 85 other times. I'm just trying to maybe add some perspective as to why someone might feel like the game itself feels quote unquote empty or hollow or something like that. I'm just trying to get to my office because I don't know if anything will happen to me just standing on the street and online, but we do need to shift gears. So if you guys are new here, do me a favor, or if you forgot to this morning, hit that like button because we are going to shift gears into me grinding some GTA Online, and we'll be doing this. There we go. We'll be shifting to some GTA Online. We're going to do this for the foreseeable future as long as I'm having a good time and you're having a good time. That's really our goal here, right? It's a double whammy goal of as long as we're both having a good time. And a $5 super chat from Yellick says, what do you think of Witcher 4? Do you think it will lead to the expectation of what fans want? I think Witcher 4 is in good hands. I think that studio has shown the diligence to do good work with Cyberpunk. I think their investment in teaming up with Unreal should yield good results. There's obviously concerns anytime a franchise, goes in a different direction or has a big departure. There's obviously always concerns with franchise in general. Any franchise can experience a bit of franchise fatigue, and that's always a possibility, that you have something that, whenever it finally arrives, people just kind of feel like, yeah, this is just not what I was hoping for or not what I wanted or blah, 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 blah. So, I don't have any deep concerns because I just feel like CD Projekt Red has definitely proven their mettle and their pedigree. So, you can set your spawn location where you want. Yeah, I somehow didn't get that option. It said it was going to let me do that, and it didn't give me that option. So here's what we're going to do. Twitch, we'll have to switch directories. We'll go like this, and then we'll go... Oops. We'll go into the GTA 5 directory. And then... Yeah, I suppose I should at least have the dashboard up there in case I need to do anything. Okay. Now, we've been doing cold starts on YouTube, and the reason we do cold starts is I don't like the video not getting processed. Like, it's this has nothing to do with you guys, but if I just go like straight redirect and take you guys over to the new stream, and I have one stream running while the other stream's running, the gameplay video will basically get completely screwed, and it won't get processed until like the middle of the night. And gameplay, you know, we can meet a lot of new people that way, and so I don't like hurting the content, if that makes sense. So I'll give you guys a link, and I'll redirect you guys in just a second. We'll do this for a little while. We'll see how it goes. Gameplay on the channel, I get that a lot of you guys are like, yeah, I'm not down with that. I think there's a distinct possibility of being able to kind of build a community around a game again, one that I wasn't expecting to really enjoy, and this would be one of those games. I was not expecting to enjoy GTA Online. And we're going to do some grinding today. Somebody told me just to do like all the letters on the map. Just like do the missions, do the letters on the map. And I'll see if that's not an enjoyable grind today. We had some people leave some comments that they were none too happy with the advice you guys gave me. So there's the link in chat. This stream will come to an end on YouTube, and a new one will start over there. And so you can use the link in chat, or you can use the link in chat, or you can redirect. Okay?
What's cooking? Let me know. There's the boss.
Okay. I'm actually going to leave the music playing for just a second. Something I've been doing as a new player that's enjoyable, says Ganks, is make sure you go into an invite-only session, invest time and money into your current business, and start with contact missions. An easy one to start with is No Way Out. It's the A on the map. Okay, that sounds like a good place to start, Ganks. All right, guys, click the link in chat, or you can ride the redirect on YouTube.
We gonna make some deals?